What is going on, everybody? It is episode 683 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, Crisis actors. It's Mary. Today is a very exciting day.
Oh, it's going to go off the rails.
Because you can see we have some special guests joining us today. First off, a returning guest, Director Phil.
Yeah,
Hello.
boy.
How you doing, buddy?
Thank you for being here.
Great. Thank you for having me back.
And somehow you convinced Taryn Manning to come and join us as well. Hi.
Hi.
She has commandeered the stuffed animals.
Yeah, they're hers now.
They're
It's
hers
okay.
now.
I mean, look at these.
How you doing?
There are plushies.
I've never been better.
Never been better?
Fingers, 10 toes, baby.
That's all you need? Well, actually you need that for this job. You got to push buttons all the time. Again, guys, I want to let you know off the cuff that it's going to go off the rails today. I can already feel it. I have an innate sense before a show, usually, when it's going to stay right on topic and you're going to get through every single thing you want to talk about. And I know when it's going to absolutely just go crazy and it's going to
We're just going to let it be chaotic.
Yes.
It's fine. I felt like that, honestly, the last time you were here, Phil. Like, it went a little bit off the rails, but that's
Really?
fine.
love
That
it.
means we're doing our job.
I was reserved too the last time I was
Wow.
here. I was very
We
reserved.
loved it. So we got a bunch of stuff to get into today, but before we get started, would you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already, please and thank you. We just passed 133,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And remember
saw
that
that.
all super chats, $20 and over, we will interrupt the discussion. We'll read those super chats right then and there, and then we will do our very best to get back on topic. So what are we getting into today? Well, first things first, there's some bad news brewing for Disney right now because they found out that the most recent trailer for the upcoming Snow White movie, which is of course highly debated in this space, just hit 1 million dislikes on YouTube, which is a lot of people not liking it. And I did some research into the actual extension, you know, that is used to calculate that, because back in 2021,
yeah, 'cause they were trying to lie about
in
it.
2021, YouTube removed the dislike button because they want to actually silence your ability to tell people you don't like something. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to talk about this article that I remember Heather Graham talking about this about 3 or 4 months ago, and it seems to have resurfaced because she did another interview where she talks about how her parents told her not to join Hollywood because Hollywood is evil.
Specifically, her FBI agent dad,
How
which
did
is
you
a
join
weird
Hollywood?
detail.
Yeah.
Her dad was an FBI agent, and he warned her not to get into Hollywood
Yeah.
because they would claim her soul.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get into it because she's got her own Harvey Weinstein story, so that's
Yep.
you know that makes sense, right? So we're gonna talk about it. We got a bunch of stuff to get into.
Boogie
We're just gonna go. Is everybody ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Great.
I think
good.
we're all ready to go.
Good.
All right, I'm out of
As
here.
ready
That
as
was
we'll
great.
ever be.
Thank you so much.
As ready as we'll ever be. All right, let's go ahead and get started then. First things first, ladies and gentlemen. I love Quentin Tarantino, and I love this
He's so
interview.
nice.
So he says in an interview, he got a bunch of sound bites out of this one. It says, Quentin
Sorry.
Tarantino, you got that?
Yep, my bad.
See, told you, off the rails already. Quentin Tarantino says that adding visual effects to fake guns later is like adding digital erections to a porno movie.
Amen.
Who wants to effing watch that? For as many guns as we've shot off in movies, we only have 2 examples, Rust and The Crow, of people being shot on set.
Well, yeah, when we talked about this initially, I was like, when you really think about how many shows are made every day that use firearms on set, they're actually doing really, really, really well, right? Like, gun safety is very, very important. Certainly, if you can make a John Wick movie without shooting anyone.
Real
you can,
quick, we've got
go
a
for it.
20 from the Manic Mustache. Happy Friday. Hell yeah.
Just
Bring on the
another
crisis
manic
parties.
mustache.
I wanted to ask you guys, how did you handle gun safety for your short film? Because I remember there was a gun.
No, there's no.
We did no. No, we did exactly like Brett just said. We took it serious. My first AD and our armorer took Taryn and whoever else was holding the gun in the scene aside, went through the safety protocols just like you would do on a
Was
set.
that before or after Rust?
After.
Okay. Yeah, so you were like extra cautious.
Well, not necessarily. I wasn't necessarily extra cautious. My first AD was.
Yeah.
I remember there's a show
Caitlin.
called iZombie that did an episode about an actor getting killed on the set of a zombie television show, and it's literally where the armorer ends up being the one guilty by giving the bullet to the putting a real bullet inside a real gun and swapping it out with his prop gun because he didn't like the guy who was
Jesus.
Did they say that about The Crow?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the original Crow, right? Like,
Kind of
so
the
it's
theory.
we were talking about it because we reviewed the new Crow reboot.
Excuse me.
You're gonna
You'll
get used to it.
It's fine.
Me and Mary are dead
It's not
inside.
gonna hurt you. It's just fake money.
This is money.
Me and Mary
Oh,
are
this is
dead
real
inside.
money.
The
We got
money flies
millions.
by, and we're just like, it's fine.
So
Not
anyways.
enough.
yeah.
Just so bored with it.
yeah. You
Hold on,
you get
gun
bored.
safety's huge though. I get a little bit paranoid. I like to look down the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen strange things happen. Like sometimes the gunpowder can just like squibs. You know what squibs
Yeah,
are?
yep.
Just all that needs to be organized. For
Do
sure.
you feel like Hollywood has lost something with the amount of like VFX blood they use now as opposed to squibs? Squibs just are more visceral and look better to me. They always will.
Yeah, Close doesn't actually feel it.
Yeah.
It kind of hurts.
Well, it's the same reason why CGI is so bad a lot of times, right? It's like if you're actually playing against a real person, it's a lot different than if
Yeah.
you have to have a dude off camera feeding
Yeah.
you lines while you pretend like something's in front of you. I was just yesterday watching the bonus features for Kingdom of Planet of the Apes,
Nice.
and you have to watch all the scenes where two dudes in mocap suits are doing like really, really deep conversations.
So ridiculous.
And I'm like, well, you know, you're like, this is why they make a lot
Well,
of
they're
money,
releasing
right?
like the whole version without CGI.
Yes.
They're releasing the whole movie of
That is
guys in
funny.
mocap
Well, there's an even funnier video. I'll give you a better example. There's a
That's
really
awesome.
funny video. I think it was for one of the Grand Theft Autos where they show the women who had to play the NPCs that twerk at strip clubs, and they're wearing
yeah.
mocap
I
suits
saw
and twerking. Like, just imagine being the girl there where they put you in the outfit. Yeah, exactly. And they're like, no, just imagine money is
Right,
flying down
right.
on you right there. Yeah.
But that's what takes an actor is your imagination. You could be running from dinosaurs. Make it hot. You're running from a what do they call it? A brontosaurus.
And it's
Or
just-
Tyrannosaurus
It's
Rex,
just,
right?
it's just
Yeah.
a golf,
Whatever strange-
tennis ball on a pole.
Fake
Yeah.
dinosaurs. They talk about, what do you say?
A tennis ball on a pole.
Yeah.
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 I
Well,
see it, Mom.
He's absolutely right about that. Now, I think Hollywood doesn't get enough credit for the fact that they go, year in and year out. There's like 30 procedurals on TV that have gunfights
Yeah.
every week that never end up with
SWAT.
anything bad happening. Yeah, SWAT,
Yeah.
all of the Chicago shows, every Law and Order, everything
all
like
good.
that.
They make
goes
it
in-
very safe. I've been on SWAT. And
So when it's not safe, you gotta wonder what could have went wrong.
Well, I mean,
You're
from what I saw, like when I was reading about it, in the original Crow, I mean, they were working, a
Late.
lot of it. Well, no, it was right to work states, so they had non-union workers.
Oh.
And from what I was reading from this old Empire article, like I had to go source it, where they were saying like cocaine use was just rampant on set, and like
I heard he
everybody
wanted
was
to
just.
kill himself.
Yeah.
Unalive him. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
But that he actually asked the guy to do it.
No,
That's what I heard.
I don't know.
There's
about
all
that.
kinds of theories.
Well, there are theories about Rust too. There
Yeah.
are a lot of people who believe there's evidence Rust was intentional.
Why?
I don't
Because-
know what I think about that.
Well, who was
but
filming it? What was
I
she about
mean-
to put out?
It's just
A documentary about things.
There's a 20 there from
Let's
Korean.
go! Amen. $20, we got it.
from Corey
$20
Anderson.
to shut my trap.
P.S. John Eric
I got-
Hexum shot himself with a blank loaded weapon on the set of Cover Up in 1984. Stop lying.
Yeah, but they
Quentin.
usually use for shots where the gun is close to the actor. They use non-guns, which
Not
don't
always.
have. I mean, they're supposed to though, right? They're supposed to use non-guns that don't have a loadable chamber.
I just did a movie. It was amazing. I had a really great gun. What do you call him? I mean, we're talking full blown. He had every type. The minute you're done cut, he's grabbing it
Yeah.
off of you and then handing it back right upon action.
Yeah.
Are you talking about when you say close up? Are you talking about a camera close
Like
up?
yeah,
or
when
gun
there's
close-up?
a close up where the gun has to be close to an actor's face, they use a non-gun because they can't risk like
that's later.
a shot going off in the ear in like the gas exploding from the gun and getting in their face.
But are you talking about just pointing the gun? Or
Yes, just
actually-
even just
Oh,
pointing.
well, okay, if it's just pointing,
You're not allowed to point at
there's
faces.
certain guns that there is no barrel, not barrel chamber.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a wo-
chamber.
We have a couple more 20s.
But that's
Sorry to
I
interrupt.
thought that was referred to in the industry as a non-gun.
Nate said, all y'all don't know, Taryn absolutely killed it as Cherry in Sons of Anarchy. How about them skateboards?
Sons of Anarchy is another one that I truly love.
How about
Another
the-
one from
another one.
Jose Quintana.
Hi,
Love,
Jose.
live, pop culture crisis. Love ya. Or long live.
Oh, I
sorry.
thought you said live,
Long
laugh,
live.
live, laugh,
Live,
love.
laugh, love.
That
We
was
should make
cute.
our own live, laugh, love
That was
posters.
good. I like it.
That'd be
Thank
good.
You. Thank you for the compliment. I'm trying to see the comments. I don't know where to go.
So let's go ahead and move on. So, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that Hollywood's
No,
track
I
record
agree.
is?
No, I completely agree with Quentin.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Most of my entire
Totally.
business and or artistic endeavors and thoughts of film comes from Quentin Tarantino.
There you go.
Can I add one thing to that
absolutely.
sentiment? Is that I've been doing this since 1997, and nowadays when the director's like, we're good, we'll put that in post, and I'm like, come on, like we want that.
He's
live.
hamstringing you, right?
It's just
like,
mailing it in to me.
yeah.
They're just counting on posts now. You know, there's
Well, I mean,
less.
that feels like a big part of it, right? As an actor, you want to be able to feel like it's more visceral in the moment.
Yeah, there used to be a time that you did a lot more on the set, and then post was just to enhance it, not to make the movie. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, for all the faults of the Crow reboot, which I absolutely hated, they did like a lot of like
Terrible.
actual blood. Like they weren't doing CGI blood. There was a lot of squibs,
How do you know?
and you can like they didn't shy away from close-ups that showed blood actually coming out of fake wounds.
Okay.
Like if I imagine that if it was fake, they would have used a wider shot to do that, right? Because it's not the actual gunshot. That's like they didn't have real guns on set there. They used all plastics and fakes for that
rubbers.
one, and
Yeah,
rubbers.
the
I'm sorry,
rubber
rubbers.
ones. The heavy rubber
but
ones.
for the close-ups, they did a really good job. And again, that's probably the only compliment I have for the movie is that it leaned into certain horror
Was
elements.
the face in the close-up or just the chest?
Just the shot, yeah. Just so it's likely it's like being
A dummy.
squeezed by a by somebody off camera, right?
It's pretty weird.
Yeah,
It's movie making. It's movie magic.
it's movie magic.
Yes.
Sound design is awesome. Sound design is beautiful.
Is do you notice? Do you get really like upset when you have bad sound design?
That's it's like it's because it costs so much to get good sound, and if you don't have the money for it, like if you're not doing a big major studio thing and you're doing independent, people don't understand how much money and time goes into good
Post.
quality sound on set and post.
What's an example of a movie that you think has really, really good sound design?
Elvis.
Elvis? Okay.
Oh, nice. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz?
That
Yeah.
was also the first Technicolor.
What is it about that made you notice it right away?
It just pops out like you just feel you're in it. That's why they play the Pink Floyd. You know, you can kind of like, I don't know, it's just all interactive more.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you wanted to see if like a layperson, which I would consider myself a layperson, the first time you really notice it is like when good horror is done, it has to do with where the beats are implemented to the camera
Or
work,
the
right?
swells up.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's really funny. You can go back. It's like when they recut. Have you ever seen when they recut trailers? They recut a comedy as a horror movie, right? It's the same kind of thing, right? Like you don't realize that it has a lot to do with the way the camera sweeps through it, and then the sound design kind of crashes onto the scene.
Or watch the movie Silent. So boring.
Um,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I've
Rambo?
never watched a silent film.
Well, just you take a movie, take the sound out. There's nothing.
Yeah, it's very hard. All right. Let's move
what he
on.
said.
Yeah.
So true.
All right. Let's talk about this because this came up right before we went live. Hot button Trump flick, The Apprentice, acquired by Briarcliff for pre-election release. They're going to campaign for this thing to win an award.
They were looking for a distributor for The Apprentice and weren't having much luck, but now they've made sure it's going to come out on October 11th. I'm actually excited to see it, even though I know it's going to be a total hit campaign.
I wouldn't have imagined Sebastian Stan as Donald Trump. I don't know who I would cast, though. You can't get Alec Baldwin to play young Donald Trump.
We did a whole segment talking about who should play Trump, and we didn't come up with any answers.
He's too unique looking.
We just made a bunch of jokes about how like Morgan Freeman should play him.
I'm okay with that.
That's awesome.
I'm okay with that.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. Oh, they're kind of the
They
same.
got the hair right,
Yeah.
you know. I'll give them that.
that
But this
way.
is like obviously going to show his villain origin story. That's the goal.
There it is.
Who's making it?
Ah,
Who's making it?
Thank you.
yep.
What does that mean?
Crisis
First
Party.
$100.
Yeah, thank you. That's so cool. Get your hands in the sky. Wave them to the side. We got checks for days.
Exactly.
We're at the strip club.
Yep. I mean, that's basically what it is, right?
Yeah.
Silly rabbit.
We
Where'd
are-
you get that thing?
Yep. All right.
Scares me.
You will get used to it. I
That's
promise
so
you.
fun.
I promise you will get used to it.
How neat.
Is this the type of thing where you think that the release date is no coincidence that they're releasing it that close to the election?
You look cute, Phil.
I just think it's whack. Period. I'm not
Just
thinking about
making it
I
all?
just think It's just because just like they made the Trump not Trump the Mike Tyson movie, and Mike Tyson did not approve of that, and
they can do that.
They could just do it.
Because you can buy up the rights to a book about somebody and then use that as the blueprint.
They're making one about Britney.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Someone said she's not even passed yet, but it's like a biopic.
No, that was what I was going to ask. Is say, how do you feel about the fact like Madonna's going to be directing and working on and writing her own biopic? Like, you shouldn't be making biopics until they've.
I think she might be not with us anymore. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Spiritually.
I-
That
at least.
Rumsky,
Yeah.
that was a wrap.
I saw Madonna
What is?
maybe like 3 months ago on Sunset, just walking down.
Was she with her boyfriend?
She was with like these two dudes, these two
Her
tall
sons,
dudes.
maybe.
Oh, I didn't ever think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about
Yeah.
that.
She has two cool sons, I
Who would
think.
play you in a if they made a biopic
Me.
about you?
Denzel.
Taryn would play. So yes, you guys can play each other. Taryn can play Phil, and Phil
You
can
wear
play.
a hoodie, yeah.
That'd be
Perfect.
funny.
I actually didn't understand, like, how did you guys meet?
We met through during all the time when all the stuff was going on with the lockdowns and the
Okay.
COVID and everyone's being canceled every left and right. I was throwing mixers. Me and a friend, Ermin, we were doing like underground film industry. At the time, it was called.
Because you weren't supposed to be out.
Well, yeah,
with people?
because LA was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
LA was crazy. Like she
I
went
lived
to
right
Palm
there.
Springs. Yeah.
I moved way far away.
Yeah, so LA was crazy, and just
got weird there.
through one person through another person, boom, boom, things get boom, 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 bam.
Okay.
It's always the same story.
I like this one. Somebody says Hulk Hogan is Trump.
No, oh my God, that's perfect.
They're kind of.
He
Yeah,
lives
they're
in
both very
Tampa.
tan. They're both very
close.
tan.
I said I liked
think
Ben
Hulk
Affleck
Hogan's
as
too-
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good choice.
To play Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, he is playing him
Cool.
in a new movie.
They're making a movie about. Do you remember when Hulk Hogan sued Gawker, the company, because of
Won for
the release of the sex tape? They're making a movie about that.
But there's already been a documentary, but they're just going to make it a movie.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
dramatized
that's cool.
film. Yeah, I'm okay with. I mean, Ben Affleck seems like he's kind of like Snoop Dogg. He's just working extra missions right now. He doesn't have to do
He just
anything.
looks grumpy
He just-
a little bit.
No, there was so since he got divorced now that
He
they
is?
showed him picking up food
Happy.
the other day, and he
RFK's
just looked like the
daughter?
happiest dude.
Well, he's dating
Yeah.
like RFK's daughter.
Yeah, King,
So people say. We don't know for
No,
sure,
true.
but
See
like,
what happens when you get away from J Lo.
yeah.
What's wrong with her?
He just
He was
immediately
looking
smiles.
J Lo, like you
Aw.
got when you have a track
She looks
record like
nice.
that. She got a track record of how many engagement and diamond.
six, seven engagements,
not a good
something like
look.
that.
But she's been
no,
married,
not a
too.
good look.
Right, that's the point. You've been
I've been
married and
engaged 90
divorced.
times.
If you've been
But look,
married,
Stop. She's a hopeless romantic.
No.
That's what you don't understand.
That's how
That's
like a
works.
public relations person would soften
Exactly,
the blow. They
yes.
say not a bad person. She's a hopeless romantic. She's not a multiple divorcee. She's a hopeless romantic.
there's
Right.
clearly
Right.
something.
She falls
something
in
wrong.
love too
I feel
fast.
like Jennifer Aniston is
There's
that.
clearly something wrong.
Is Jennifer Aniston married? I have no like. I don't follow
I don't
the
think so.
relationship.
She was
stuff.
just going off on JD Vance for talking about childless cat ladies.
What does that mean?
Childless cat.
She was
cat
A childless cat lady? That's me. I'm a child. I have a cat, and I have no children.
What's your cat's name?
Steve.
Why is that so funny?
That's
when
that's
she
perfect.
told me the cat name, I was dying.
phone
That's just such a
Steven.
human name. Like,
Yep.
I
My
really
my
like
dog.
it.
You know what my dog's name is?
No.
Tyrese.
That's perfect. And actually, kind of now that we're talking about casting, that actually fits because we were going to talk about. There's a movement going around right now on Twitter to recast T'Challa and from Black Panther
Oh, yeah.
because of the passing of Chadwick Boseman. How do you guys feel about that type of about controversial recastings?
I feel that the story must go on, and that he'll still be in our hearts. But I don't think it's wrong.
It also doesn't feel like it would be in his personality to gatekeep the role from
Totally.
somebody else.
Nice word.
right?
I don't know how. I don't know. I've never thought about something like that.
I just wonder
I
about
think-
that.
I know if a part was up for me, I'd take it.
I think
You could
first-
be. We could totally get you
Wait,
in
they
the next
cast
Black
those Snow
Panther.
White lady?
I don't remember what happened in Wakanda Forever.
got
Was his
sick.
character dead?
I don't remember.
I thought they killed off his character.
Is that what they?
I think they
you're
did
right.
kill off
because
his character.
they end up going with Shuri.
Yeah.
And
they got
then-
rid of him.
and he had a son that nobody knew about.
Right. So
Right.
there's no way they could recast him now.
Maybe it's a dream
Well,
sequence?
this is something we call films and film industry. You could do anything.
Well,
Yeah, because they think
It was all a dream.
Especially in
Used to read
Marvel.
Word Up magazine.
In Marvel, it's like if someone dies, you know, you can just do a different timeline, do a different universe.
They bring a hobbit.
I've died in like
now
every
there's a
movie I've
hobbit
ever been
inside.
in.
Is that so? You're the Sean
beg-
Bean of America.
Huh?
You're the Sean Bean of America. You die in every movie you're in.
Yeah, I beg. I'm like, can I live?
No, the Denzel.
And like John Wick
Denzel
is
died
dead.
in most of his movies.
Is that true?
People
It's
forget.
hard.
People really forget that Denzel Washington has died in
You're
most
right.
of his movies.
I'm gonna have to go back because Denzel's like my favorite actor. Now I'm gonna have to
His
go
too.
back through and re-look at this and see if I'm missing
Training
something.
Day,
actually
he
really-
died.
Yeah.
Fallen, he died.
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli, he died at the end, but they did it in a soft way where he was bald and closing his eyes, and he died.
Okay.
Okay.
There's others as well. I can't remember, but he died in like most of those
But
movies.
did he get
those
killed
movies.
or did he just die? I had to kill
Like
myself.
killed.
Die of heroin over it. I mean,
Like
mine's
killed.
just dark.
All the bad stuff.
Yeah. All the ugly
bad and
stuff.
sad. I don't know how to jump
Wait, am
out
I
the window
am I
and
wrong? Did John Wick die?
Yes.
They're talking about how to bring back John Wick.
You can
too.
just bring him back. I mean, at the end
Like,
of 3,
nothing
he just
means
falls off a
anything
building
anymore.
and like walks away.
If someone's gonna
yeah,
die,
yeah.
like in the movie, like where's the resonance if they just bring them back?
Well, I mean, that's why multiverse stories.
Guys, someone
are
said
I-
Matthew McConaughey for Trump.
See. I think
That's a
for the
winner.
Black
It's too thin.
for the Black
It's too
Panther
skinny.
thing, I
Yeah.
think the Black Panther should be just have Michael B. Jordan be the Black Panther.
Just
It
have
makes
Killmonger
sense.
do it?
It makes sense.
I think you should CGI it.
He's the perfect person for the role.
Never have him take the helmet off.
He's the perfect person for the role.
Training
It
Day.
makes sense.
Nah, he survived.
He
Man
is
on
probably the biggest actor that I can think of that was on Chadwick Boseman's level
Kellen?
of fame.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, and because if you go and try and make all the women the stars like they did, it was crap. You
Yeah.
can't remember a scene from the second Black Panther really.
I don't. I remember the post-credit scene.
It was
That's
trash.
It wasn't that good, too.
Yeah.
It was a woke.
Where's Coming
Sequel.
to America?
It was a woke. Coming to America was trash too.
The
second-
sequel.
The sequel.
But
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I
yeah,
didn't see
Royal
this.
Penis is clean, sir. That's the first one.
Yeah.
That movie changed my life.
Really?
Oh, I loved it. I've watched it like 90 times.
Eddie Murphy's having like a big renaissance right
Yep.
now in Hollywood.
He did Beverly Hills Cop.
Right,
again, I think.
yeah.
He
Axel
nails
Foley.
it.
You're right.
Yeah.
So funny.
I love it.
Proud of
I
him.
love it. All right. Well, I'm hoping that
I
they
just miss
recast,
that
and I
scene.
do think that you're right. I think that Michael B. Jordan would probably be the best path forward for that. So, all right, let's move on. Mary, you're gonna have to tell everybody about the Baywatch story.
Yeah, this
You're
is,
gonna love this,
little
guys.
creepy.
This was tailor made for a chaotic episode.
Baywatch actor Jeremy Jackson recently revealed that he used to sneak into his female co-stars' trailers and sniff their dirty swimsuits.
Who admits this?
I was shocked by that most of all. Like, why would you tell people that you did that?
Like,
He said, if you're a kid, right, you just want to be cool. You want to hang out with the cool people and be grown up way before you're grown up. And that's what Baywatch was for me. There were all these hot chicks, and I would usually sneak in their trailers after they were done and grab their dirty bathing suits. Let's just say I've smelled every P word on Baywatch.
Well, at least he's straight.
Like, that's so true.
That's
Like,
all you've got.
he's
Like
on
that's
point.
how low we fall in society.
Yeah,
right now.
at least
that's
he's straight.
depressing.
But at the time,
for
he
him.
was a teenager, so he gets
Yeah.
a pass, right?
Again, no, he didn't say teenager. He goes, I was a kid. Like,
I think he was like 16,
Why
17.
is there no one watching him?
Yeah.
What's going on? But then they interviewed
What
one of
really
his
happened?
co-stars, and
it was
and
probably
she-
worse.
Like TMZ interviewed one of these co-stars, and she was like applauding him for his honesty. Let's
Why?
play the
Because-
video.
Let's watch this clip here. Here we go.
Oh boy, there's more to this.
A little bit weird. We're gonna put it out there, right? Jeremy Jackson. He admitted to sniffing some of the bikini bottoms of the female castmates. When did you find out? And when you found out, or were you and other cast members, did you guys find him creepy? Did you find it kooky? What did you make of him saying that?
Well, I'm very accustomed to Jeremy being very honest and being himself. And, you know, he's a grown man at this point, and that's what we love about Jeremy, is his honesty and his candor. And that's really what the documentary is about, is finding out about all these things. And the fact that he can make fun of an adolescent Jeremy, it's the truth, and it's hilarious. And I know people are shocked by it, but I'm sure men that of that adolescent age had done. I'm sure all of us at a weird adolescent age had done.
Man, that's a trap. Don't let any woman try to like trick you into saying something like that.
First of all, she overtalked and overexplained.
Yes.
There's more to the story. That's psychology there.
I didn't. There's a 20 there.
Who
That's
is that person?
Stanzatastic. Said people's joker. If not that, then put a girl on would also suffice. It's hot out here for a people's joker. Borax so good. Show Monday. Don't forget to bring up House MD and person of interest with our new friend.
I can do that if you need me to do that. But
are we gonna do people's joker? I mean, that is $20. So.
Somebody would have to send me the link again. Remember, I couldn't find it last time.
Okay, someone send Brett the link on Twitter.
No, look, here's the thing. I discontinued the making people watch people's Joker.
But we brought it back like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, not on purpose.
It was on purpose.
No, like
They stop fighting.
Yeah, like okay. So
I feel like we should do
if
it.
somebody can send me the link.
Someone send Brett the link on Twitter at Brett Dasovic. We will do it.
I do think there's more.
Fight like this.
I do think that there's more to something like
Come
this,
on.
and everybody knows that stories from back then, however crazy they are, were probably way worse.
That lady too that was interviewing her was kind of feeding. Like it was a long-winded question.
Yeah.
She's like, was a little kooky. She's like, oh, did you find the creepiness
We all
kooky?
love Jeremy for that he licked our bathing suits. Why is your bathing suit on you? Why is it wet in the trailer?
Like, I actually feel like maybe this is a sign that things are getting either worse or like I feel like if this had come out in 2021, this would have been a Me Too story.
About something.
A little bit, yeah.
That's an interesting take.
I think it's an opposite Me Tooer.
Yeah.
She put a very creative spin on it. Like,
She's
how
like-
can I make this into a
Like,
compliment?
do you know what this literally was?
It's cute.
Boys will be boys.
It
Am I
literally
right?
is,
Like
boys
that's
will
what
be
she's
boys.
saying. Like
Sorry, my vagina was hanging out too when he started. Whoops.
it's really funny. I put on the
Sorry,
Baywatch
guys.
documentary the other day, and
Women suck too, though.
I turned off the documentary and just started watching old episodes of Baywatch Nights. When David Hasselhoff,
Camilla was hot.
when Mitch Buchanan was a private eye for like 2 random seasons, and nobody watched it except for me apparently. And they had like supernatural stories in the second season because the X-Files was popular. And they're like, maybe we can do this, and it just
Ghosts
doesn't work.
on the
they
beach.
they squirreled off.
Yeah, yeah. It
hardcore.
never. I mean, Baywatch was still popular, but nobody watched that show. It was
Wasn't
literally just
David
me.
Hasselhoff in that? So today, someone reminded me I was in a train video. I forgot about how it's called like How to Kill Her 50 Ways, and I was like, oh, I'm in that. And David Hasselhoff's the star of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he was
awesome.
nice.
It was him and Angie Harmon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
she was
stuff.
pretty.
Good stuff.
Nice red bathing suits. So they would take their onesies off, and old boy would just get up in that trailer and be like, y'all in here?
He'd wait till he'd do that.
They're at lunch. It's time.
He's
Oh,
like,
this is hers.
everyone's at catering. And
Terrible.
Like, just I can't understand why
And no
he
one
would
ever
admit
caught
to
him?
this. No one ever caught him
Nobody
until
said
now.
anything.
He's just trying to be relevant.
no, nobody caught him at all. He admitted to
He
it.
decided now was the time to let everyone know.
He got away with the statute of limitations is passed.
I know why he brought
Why?
it up. It's because he doesn't have the courage to say what he really did.
What do you do?
So this is just like the kind of getting it
What
off
did he
his
really
chest.
do?
What happened to him?
No, he probably went into his trailers and freaking masturbated to it.
That's even. I
mean,
like that
But
better.
he
if
don't
we're
wanna
being
say
honest,
that.
that's likely
That's likely
the
what he did,
story,
but he
yeah.
doesn't want to say it.
But
So he
where's
just
the
wants to
wardrobe
see.
department
He just
going?
wants to see. He's testing. These are feelers.
What? None of
The
it's
wardrobe
true.
department is just like, the swimsuits are missing.
We keep having to buy doubles of these.
Again, like I'm imagining a PR agent say, "Let's soften it to smell."
Yeah.
You didn't masturbate. You smelled them.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Yes, you
And I've
can.
heard it like 3 times. And I'm not trying to be mean, but Star Trek, they wear like those full suits.
Yeah.
I guess the one gal, the real pretty blonde, every time she took her suit off, it smelled like a fart. like the whole thing, like there's like a waft of a plume, like a Dutch
Wait,
oven
which
just coming.
actress?
I don't know.
The blonde one.
From the
Jerry
origi-
Hall or something.
From the original.
I don't know. Yeah, something
Okay.
sound familiar?
Okay.
Just a plume of
I know.
Dutch oven.
I know that.
You know your girlfriend has done that to you a few times. Honey, I love you so much. You just put the covers over my head?
From what I understand, they switched the suits and like in the first, from Next Generation, they switched the suits from 1 pieces to 3 pieces because they were so uncomfortable.
Y'all are talking about something I never watched.
I never watched Star Trek
I'm not a Star Trek. I'm not a Star Trek fan. I'm okay with the
Trekkie.
movies.
My dad, to this day,
Gary?
if you walk in my dad's room about 11 o'clock, he's watching Star Trek or Babylon. What's it called?
Babylon 5.
Babylon 5.
Yeah. Probably likes Farscape too.
No,
Mash.
never. Oh God, I don't like the name. Don't do it.
Dude. I know it makes me sad, kind of.
Everybody knew
It's
that's when it was time to go to sleep. If you lay and you hear about that time.
It's the shot of the helicopter up in the sky, and you're
If
like,
you
God,
see
turn the
it,
TV off.
you're
But
done.
the end of it gets bam, bam,
Every
bam.
kid, I don't care who you were. Back then, when MASH came on, you knew about that time. Go ahead, go and sleep now.
Depressing.
Ain't nothing else coming on.
Yep,
After.
but your dad's right there, ready to rock.
Infomercials after that.
Imagine being an actor on that boring ass.
All right,
Excuse me.
let's move on then, shall we?
Hold
Let's,
on,
there's Mary. Can you take over for
We
a
have
second? I'm gonna
more?
see if I can go find. No, I got to find this.
Hey, that lady's
People's
part
Joker.
of our
Okay,
podcast.
we are going to react to People's Joker, but before we get to the next topic, I want to ask you guys, what do you think woke means? What's your personal definition of the word woke?
I would say a nice glass of coffee.
Not a mug, a glass of coffee.
Precisely. I want to see the coffee. I want to see through it.
Not a mug. Hey,
Not a mug.
A glass of
That's right. And preferably a small little cup like that.
And then
Well,
you
it
put,
does wake you up, so I mean,
and then you
there
put
you go.
wine
That's
in a
what-
mug.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's odd.
We've got it here, guys. So I'm going to play this for you guys. You're going to have to look over on this screen over here. You can look over here, and
This
I will
is a
show
thing
you.
we do to torture our guests.
So what is the wager here for this? Is it 50 to stop it?
I don't remember. Let's go with that. 50 if you want to stop
If you
it.
really want to stop Taryn and Phil from suffering,
Yeah.
it's going to cost you
we're
$50.
gonna
Sorry,
do it.
guys. This is
I've
what
suffered
it
my
costs.
whole life. Please.
Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, I worked there.
Oh, no.
Hi, I'm Vera Drew, and 3 months ago, comedian Brie LaRose dared me to re-edit Todd Phillips' Joker. Now, I'm an Emmy-nominated editor who works primarily with Tim and Eric, so I could give you your standard alt-comedy Joker remix with fart sound effects and rhythmic cuts over nightmare drones, and you'd gobble it up, wouldn't you little piggy? But I'm currently unemployed and stupidly ambitious, so for the past 3 months, I've been writing a feature-length screenplay called The People's Joker. Utilizing clips from the 2019 Oscar contender, footage from other iterations of Joker's past, and just movies that feature clowns, as well as additional footage that I'll be shooting in the privacy of my own bedroom, I'm creating an entirely new feature film. You heard me right, this is my feature film acting debut, and I will be portraying both Harley Quinn and the Joker. Using these characters, which I definitely don't own the rights to, I will be
Please
sharing the
stop
story of
talking.
my transition and how I overcame mental illness and the cycle of abuse that I was stuck in.
Everybody in the chat's
It's your
begging for
standard
it to
queer
stop.
coming
You
of
can
age
make.
story.
I'm literally like the guy.
I'm begging you.
I'm the guy in
Literally already.
Guantanamo. Like, you can make this stop at any time. Just talk.
I want to see her pretty dress
But
again,
wait,
though.
that's
What
not
designer
all.
she
I'm a
wearing?
huge fan of Suicide Squad, so The People's Joker will not only be the first film to feature a trans woman playing the Joker, it will also prominently feature Jared Leto's seminal portrayal of the clown prince of crime. And no, I don't have his permission to use his likeness. I plan on using deepfakes, but the way I see it, this can be his way of apologizing to the trans community for Dallas Buyers Club. Plus, Jared, baby, look, everybody knows you were pissed Todd didn't cast you in his Joker. Don't sue me.
Why don't you
Be
just
in
focus
mine.
on your movie,
You know what? I
bro?
misspoke. This isn't
Get
just
to
my
acting.
Joker. This is our Joker.
What am I
That's
watching?
right. I'm opening up the creative
like
process
This is
to
rough.
any and all quarantined artists, musicians, filmmakers, or actors who want to contribute to my vision. Do you want to design this film's Gotham City? Visit thepeoplesjoker.com. Do you want to play the fucking penguin? Then visit thepeoplesjoker.com. Do you want to record a cover of
rough.
Small Town Boy by Bronxy Beat that'll be playing over a Wolf of Wall Street style montage about the drug use that I was engaging in my early 20s to numb my gender dysphoria? Peoplesjoker.com. Warner Brothers.
Okay, we got a
There it
50
is. We
from
got
that
it.
You didn't know that was a man?
Stop.
I am so sorry. I
No,
apologize,
I'm not
chat.
gonna lie. So I think it might be a little bit of like Stockholm Syndrome, but I've seen it so many times that I actually appreciate this person's charisma.
You appreciate
Is
the
that
editing,
one of
the
your friends?
delivery.
No, we don't know that person. It's here's the thing. There's some great on-screen presence for something so mentally ill.
What do you think?
Wait, is that
Phil?
really? That wasn't a joke?
That's a real movie that got made. I think you can get it on Amazon right now.
It's out already?
Yes, you
Oh,
can-
okay.
you can get it right
Yeah.
now.
A for effort.
Yeah, but
A
no.
for
So
effort,
what
for
initially
sure.
happened was it was like they were going to premiere it at TIFF, and they got like stopped by Warner Brothers because of the copyright, and then eventually found new investment and were able to use the characters.
But it's weird because that's technically parody, which is allowed. You can parody anything, and that's copyright. That's not copyright infringement. So
I mean, it's the real thing is though, like if you're going head to head with these studios, is like how much money do you have and do you really want to risk it? A lot of like, so we're in this era now where what they're doing is, have you seen all these new like movies based on like public domain characters?
Bambi, Bambi, one of them.
Oh, like just
Winnie the
remakes?
Pooh.
Yeah.
So horror
Daily
movies.
Wire doing Snow White.
Yeah. So another one is they made a movie called Mickey Mouse's Funhouse or whatever it was, and they changed the name of it because they just didn't want to go.
It was Steamboat Willie, right?
But they still changed the name of the film anyways to get rid so they wouldn't get sued by Disney.
But I think it's been 100 years, right? Isn't it that 100 years?
Yeah.
Like, where it's
Well, Steamboat Willie just went into public domain this past year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. You can do a movie about happy birthday.
He says, I am so sorry. I apologize, chat. That stanza-tastic is, you're right. All right.
Thank
All
you.
right. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about movie reviews because you'll have unique perspectives based on the fact that you actually work in the industry, and it's obviously very different for people who choose to actually make the art that gets critiqued by critics. And one of those platforms that gets a lot of pushback, at least in this space, is Rotten Tomatoes, which people have whole wars about whether your movie is it high? Is it rated high by critics? Is it rated high by audiences? Well, somebody made like a fake Rotten Tomatoes scale that I believe is actually pretty close to accurate. Right. So this is what they put here. It says 91% audience, 96% audience score, 91% critic score. They list that as undeniably great. Yeah. 81% critic score, 70% audience score is just great. 59% critic score, 95% audience score. Ignore the critics, watch it anyways. 75% critic score, 51% audience score. Artsy, fartsy, pretentious, CA24.
That's awesome.
I agree. 26% critic score, 91% audience score is just listed as The Boondock Saints.
What does that mean?
That's what that movie had on Rotten Tomatoes. 18% on critics, 27% audience.
Sounds like one of my movies.
Is that what it is? Okay. 91% critic score, 27% audience score, undeniably garbage. See, I think of it because one of the things that was going on a couple of years ago is every time Dave Chappelle would release a new special, it would get like 20% from the critics, and everybody who watched it would like it. And I actually think for the most part, fans tend to be more lenient with these things because they have to spend money to go do it, so they're just coping. They're like, look, even if I don't like it, they're just going to say that they do because, you have a bias anyways. You're only going to go to movies that you're pretty sure you want to watch anyways, whereas a critic, if they're doing their job for like a newspaper or a website, they're going to be watching a bunch of stuff that might not even be in a genre they're actually interested in.
Can you imagine having to sit through a piece of garbage just to write a
to try to be intelligent about something that you don't care about?
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Deliver.
I feel like
That's rough.
I feel like before 2019, 2018, I could trust Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. Now I can't trust it at all because now so much of these scores and these reviews from the audience is coming off of a I want to just champion this movie, whether it's really good or not. I just want to push this narrative or push this agenda or push this wokeness or anti-wokeness or whatever on both sides, whatever. And the same thing with the critics as well, with the critics as well, because now it's just like, it's this, what we're saying. It's not real, but in 2019, 2018, people were actually just, and before we're giving actual what they really feel opposed to what's going to, well, everyone hates this actor because of whatever, so I'm just going to give it a good no, it's BS.
It's so subjective. Even when people are nominated, let's say 5 women for Best Actress, all different movies, but someone wins when they're all great. You know,
that's what that was Kanye's argument with the Grammys is that we all these great actors great talents doing all this work for so many years of their life just to come on stage and be told you're not good enough.
And then he pissed on his own Grammy.
I don't get it. They say that
because why would you put all these great, like you just said, all these great people in the room, Grammys, Oscars, whatever, and have them compete against each other and be like, hey, he's better than the rest of you, because that's literally what
it's not the same thing as like a sport where it's a physical activity that you engage in head to head, right? It's literally you put a bunch of people in a room and say a bunch of hoity-toits are going to tell you whether you're good enough.
Well, it's the same 5 characters all the time.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep. Let's name them.
Who else?
Steven.
Thank you, guys.
Come on. Put your hands in the sky. Wave from side to side. It's Oscar time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It is Meryl Streep.
I'm taking. Just kidding.
It is Meryl Streep, isn't it? It's always Meryl Streep.
I think the Oscars are trash for this one reason. They don't. Is that again?
The same panel.
It's still going.
Bunch of white people.
I was about to go.
Old.
I think the Oscars are whack for this one reason. If you don't have comedy in the Oscars are stupid.
But sometimes
how are you gonna have comedic movies back? And not now, obviously, comedy movies are trash now. But when they weren't trash, how are you gonna have those people not be able to participate in? It has to be a drama to be considered good best acting.
But there's categories.
No, there's no comedy.
Barbie was a comedy, right? So that got nominated for a lot.
They did not win as this comedy. Win an Oscar. Period.
Do you remember what got
comedy.
Best Picture last time?
Well, she's so positioned. Wait, last night?
Last year?
Last time, which one got Best Picture?
I can look it up.
Oh, it's actually a good movie. Yeah.
How did Dumb and Dumber not get an Oscar?
I know. I love him.
Well, I mean, you look back on that now and you look at like the streak that Jim Carrey was on, the streak that Adam Sandler was on back in the 90s,
Ace
right?
Ventura.
Yeah.
Like, how are these?
Yes, because comedies are not seen as important.
That's the point I'm making.
Liar.
That's why the Oscars aren't real, because the Oscars are saying, hey, only these types of movies are worth being on stage saying I'm the best in the world.
How do you measure that?
How do you measure that? Because you got to sit there and look or you die.
Payola.
Wasn't it? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once won Best Picture.
But that was
2023.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that last year?
Yep.
But
Orange is the New Black went from a comedy to a drama, or a drama to a comedy. We switched categories.
And they have to make it a dramedy if it even get close.
Dramedy is like the only genre that really holds my attention most of the time.
Is it really a category?
if it's too, well, no, that's not a category that they use. But I'm saying like shows that are classified as dramedy are the only ones that really hold my attention. Because if it's too serious, I check out after a while. Or if it's too funny, then it's like it feels like there's no stakes to it.
Okay, Oppenheimer won Best Picture.
Oh, that's the one.
This year.
Did it?
That was
This year it did. Yeah.
It was really good.
Okay.
And it was good, sure, but a comedy would have never gotten that award.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Leonardo DiCaprio should have won so many times.
Not for The Revenant though. When he
that's the one he wins for. Not freaking Catch Me If You Can. Not Wolf on Wall Street. Not Eating Gilbert Grape. I mean,
Man in the Iron Mask.
Exactly. He's the best actor of all time, I believe. To me.
I thought it would have been Oppenheimer too, but I'm not seeing that here. Am I missing something?
Oppenheimer was this past Oscars Best Picture, not 2023.
Which one are we?
It was 2024.
Is that already happened? Okay.
Yeah, it already happened.
I guess the year is halfway over. Yeah.
In March.
So, yeah. Okay. So Oppenheimer won. That makes more sense because Everything Everywhere All at Once would have come out in 2022.
Right.
And then yeah.
Man, listen, if Will Smith and Chris Rock ain't at the Oscars, I'm not watching.
Who? What about
only one of them is allowed?
What about
there,
the slap?
That's why I'm not watching. That's what I'm saying. I need.
Do you think that was planned?
Yep.
You do?
It was planned.
Come on. He goes back. He knows it's coming. He's ready.
Oh, like he did. Like
himself.
it looked like he braced himself.
Yep.
I did see some hilarious conspiracies that were saying it looks like he's got a pad on his face to soften the blow. I was like, bro, if you're gonna do it, just let the dude slap you in the face, right?
I hear that one.
Commit to the bit.
I just see him go like this, oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's walking to him pretty.
He probably thought that Will Smith was going to grab the mic and say something, not slap
He's going to be like, summertime.
Look, I still love Will Smith, but I have to explain to Mary sometimes that unless you're my age or older, you don't understand.
How old are you?
I'm 38. So
getting up there.
But You don't understand how big of a deal Will Smith was unless you were alive during the 90s.
I'm older than you.
Right?
I love him.
And he was a
Fresh
big deal.
Prince?
Fresh Prince.
Are you kidding me?
Independence
Will
Day.
Smith is
Kid and
what?
Play?
What's her name? Damn, Taylor.
Wait, Kid and Play?
What's her
Wait,
name?
what?
Who?
What's her? The girl, the singer again?
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
Why?
Is what Taylor Swift is now to
Whoa.
America was what Will Smith was when he was doing his thing.
Well,
Will
considering
Smith
she's
was
a
the
man.
Taylor Swift of the 90s.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What how people view her as
if.
being this. Look, this is Taylor. That's
Yeah.
how Will Smith was in his time.
He's a
of,
box office star.
But for everybody, not just one, like just white people or Asian, but for everyone,
Yeah.
Will Smith was that person. Like right,
He can crunch
if
numbers.
Will Smith was doing what he did then, right now at the age, you won't care about Margot Robbie, you won't care about Taylor, you probably won't even care about Kanye. Will Smith got the first rap Grammy, the first Grammy
And
for
he
a
didn't
rap
need
artist.
to swear.
And he never need to swear. First rap
He never,
Grammy.
like Ellen DeGeneres never sweared in her comedy, but what a creep.
Yeah.
All the while.
Now her show is canceled, and she's talking
She
about
is?
leaving. Yeah, she no longer does her daytime
I've been
show.
canceled. It sucks.
And so, no, it was a physical show that was.
I know.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't even
canceled.
have that, and I'm canceled.
I have a question for you. Do you care about the reviews? Like, do you think about the reviews for your movies or
no,
television
there's
shows?
nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
People just either like me or they don't.
Just let it go.
Yeah, because I know I do good. Doesn't mean the movies are good though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's got to be something, right? Like, it's a completely different thing when you're in the middle of producing something and making something,
Yeah.
and then seeing the final product.
Yeah. I don't watch. I haven't seen most of the stuff I've done. By the way, I've never watched Orange Is the New Black.
What question? Why is that?
Orange was I realized, very political, and they were very much always talking about politics. It was right around when I think President Trump at the time was getting nominated, so all they would talk about on set was politics. And I'd walk out and be like, "Can we get to our marks? I want to go home." Like, wasn't into that stuff at all. And one time I interrupted Uzo on accident. I said, "What are you guys talking about?" She goes, "Excuse me, I'm talking." And I'm like, "Oh." So I started to listen. I'm like, what are they talking about? It was all just the Russian stuff and the strange stuff, on and on and on. And they were implementing it into the show.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
It was happening.
That's a horrible idea. Like, seeing that stuff. I'm less opposed to
Also
implementing those types of stories once they've sat for a few years and you've had time to digest them.
No,
and
it was
find
foreshadowing.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I didn't watch it, but how
It's
did
okay.
they implement politics into the show?
Okay, so they could actually, you know how like, when fashion comes out, there's spring, summer, fall. They can actually foreshadow the colors of the next season. They would foreshadow what was going to be the hit words, the hit situations, and they would foreshadow it into the next season. We'd be like, how'd you nail that? They knew stuff. Think about Netflix.
So they did that with current
Right when the
events,
pandemic came out,
basically?
movie drops. Right when, what's that movie where like the Teslas all crashed recently?
oh yeah, Obama produced that one.
Exactly. They're always like right on
Predictive
that.
programming?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're in on something.
Yeah, it's the Illuminati, of course.
We love them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for my job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Illuminati.
I don't know if it
This
is
episode
that.
is sponsored by the
How
Illuminati.
do you know that they're that? What is that?
Now we're gonna get context.
Here we
in
go.
This episode. It's what's gonna happen.
And it's such an
episode
umbrella term.
is-
It's so much deeper and darker than that.
To learn more, you can go to Illuminati.com.
They'll take
And
your
watch the
writing.
Use our
Illuminati's-
promo code CrisisActor
Go, the Illuminati
for
podcast.
20% off your Illuminati.
I thought I've seen you.
It's like it's just like a ready-made website.
And you guys met at an Illuminati meeting.
Yeah, of course. I was about
Don't
to
you
go
dare
there.
tell my secret.
I was about to go there.
No,
I was
only
drinking.
men can be in the Illuminati. Women are rainbows. Get it straight.
What is that? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
you guys don't know.
What does that mean?
Men are Illuminati or Boulier or all the different, the ones that that came from Harvard or like George Bush, the
Yeah.
322.
Skull and bones
Skull and
type
Bones,
people.
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are men. The rainbows are the women.
So they come
That's
from
what-
sororities.
They're just the rainbow gals.
Okay.
What do you mean rainbow?
Like they're the Illumin. That's what they call them, right? The rainbows.
the rainbow.
The women of the Illuminati.
Right, but they're
One
called
sect.
they're called the rainbows.
Rainbow.
Or just
Rainbows.
so just rainbow.
Rainbows?
I
I don't know. I'm
didn't
not in it.
I don't,
When is this
I'm
movie
in
gonna
another
get
one.
made?
You're in a different
Different one.
Illuminati.
I can't talk.
You're Illuminati. You're
there's
Illuminati.
tears. There are Illuminati tears.
Yeah.
Don't speak.
Wait, is Gwen
I just
Stefani in the
wish I
Illuminati?
grew.
Gwen Stefani.
Where did Gwen
No, I was
Stefani
stretching
come
it.
in?
She
Don't
said, "Don't speak,"
speak.
which was no doubt.
Yeah.
It's secrets. It's
I am
secret
too
society.
black for this segment.
You are. I mean, I was gonna say it, but you
It'd
said
be
it.
like asking you to know.
Like, you don't look like a No Doubt fan.
What'd she say?
She was trying to tell. She was like, stay out this one. Stay out this one.
I think the doors are unlocked down there.
We're talking about Kanye later.
Oh,
He's
boy.
so now we'll talk about country artists and the
He's a rainbow.
Cranberries.
Right.
And his
That's great.
grill.
Talk about Jason Aldean.
Dentists are weird.
Yeah, I
Jason,
don't
who is
blame.
that? I keep hearing that name. No, seriously, I keep hearing this
Remember
name.
that song "Try That in a Small Town"?
Who? Oh,
Oh, the guy.
You like that song?
yeah. That's
I
a good
don't like.
song.
I never.
do.
I don't understand it. I don't see what everybody's. Oh my god! I was like,
Oh, because he's talking about the
I was like, if you,
try what in a small town?
I don't understand it. I don't
Try
get it.
that in a small
Well,
town.
if you're not from a small town, you wouldn't know.
Right, I'm
Yeah,
from
you
big
wouldn't-
city
you
LA.
wouldn't get
It's not a black or
I'm
white
from
thing.
Compton, son. I'm from Watts, from Inglewood. I don't know what a small town is. I'm used to
What's a small town
sidewalks.
anyway?
I lived in
Where's the
Atlanta.
parent-
Well,
and
Jason Aldean lives in Nashville, which is a super small town,
Is it?
obviously.
Nashville. I actually like Nashville when I went out there. For,
I like
for
outskirts.
Lady Ballers.
Yeah, that was the most amazing segue ever. I don't know
That
how
was
we
weird.
veered off in there, but I do.
What were we talking about?
I
I
do
feel
agree
weirded
with
out.
you that if I was to work in the industry, I wouldn't want to read the reviews anyways, because you can't do anything about it.
Oh, the reviews don't bother me. It's more just like seeing that it doesn't go anywhere. You're like, they didn't put any P&A, which is marketing. It was just a money grab for the directors and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, some type of racketeer. I don't know, what do you say? When they get
money laundering.
and then they put them
Yeah.
in their pockets.
Graft.
And the movie
Well, we
turns
were
out like
talking
garbage.
about, like, Kumail Nanjiani was
Sorry,
doing a
man.
podcast talking about the Eternals, which was trashed by the reviews,
The
and he was
Eternals.
saying he needed to go to therapy because it was received that badly.
Oh, God.
He needed to go to therapy because
Who?
it traumatized him.
It was an
My
actor.
brother
It was an
took
actor named Kumail Nanjiani.
Is he all right?
He's fine. He was in Silicon Valley.
I mean, mentally, he's not all right.
Yeah.
What they
'Cause he
say
needed
about
to go to
him?
therapy.
Well, the point was nobody liked the movie, and I was like, well, then don't read the reviews, right?
My brother, when we put out our album and Rolling Stone reviewed it, they were pretty harsh on us because I'm an actor. My brother was dusted for weeks.
Because he's not used to the
Because it's his
pushback.
music, and all they talked about was the actress singing,
Yeah.
and not the music. And ooh,
Well, I don't blame
I had to
him,
talk
right?
him off the ledge.
Yeah, it's not
It's
easy.
sad.
But
They
you
can
know,
be really mean.
it's like when they say like, "What is cyberbullying? Just close the computer."
Okay,
Ha!
but get back to work.
Close your
Yes.
eyes.
Like
I-
Perez Hilton.
See, that's who I am. Like, I was raised a different way where I'm that. I'm the close the computer, change the channel, walk out.
You are.
Leap. Like, it's
Yes.
not that hard, but I feel so many people want to put it on others to cater to their traumas and triggers.
Yeah.
How many
No,
times have
grow
you
up,
told me
be
to
an
shut
adult.
it when I've been coming at you? Stop, and I'm like, okay. Like he shuts it down. I can get grumpy sometimes. I can get grumpy.
You can or he can?
Me.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll have to like let us know what
No,
one of
he's
those is
cool.
like.
But he'll shut it down and mean it.
And I don't like it would be like us rewatching our work, like doing the podcast. Like so after the show's done, Mary adds timestamps to the
Yeah.
show. She goes through, and if I hear my voice, I'm like, can you please turn it off? Like yes, I'm like, please turn it. Like literally anything but this. Like
Yeah.
if they were to bring me to Guantanamo and they were to torture information out of me, it would be just showing me my own segments and
Yeah.
voice. That's what it would be. It would be
If they
showing me my own
waterboarded
stuff.
You, then you'd be like, that'd be
It's
perfect.
painful.
Like I can do this all day. I can be waterboarded all day, and then there's just this turn on my own voice. I'm like,
Yep.
make it stop. I'll tell you whatever you want to
Can
know.
I just have a vocoder?
yeah.
They roll in a monitor.
And they do the thing where it creaks as it's like rolling
I
on the
don't get
ground.
it because like I watch our videos to see, what we said. I just want to remember
Well,
what
that's
we
because
talked
you're
about.
a narcissist, Mary.
Yeah, I'm a narcissist, so like I like the sound of my own voice. I can't relate to you.
No, it just means that you're more dedicated to that part of it. Because people will be like, "What did you guys talk about yesterday?" I'm like, "I have no idea. I
Nice.
forgot."
I like how
already."
he tried to
Nice.
dumb it down. We getting right back to you're a narcissist, Mary. That's why. I know why.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate.
true.
I hate
She
hearing.
believes.
I hate.
I've been trying to put mirrors in the studio. Brett says no every time.
Just put him in the eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day I'm like, Mary, we're going live, and she's checking her face in a compact. That's what.
I mean,
what
it's
about me
actually
right
true.
now?
Yeah.
It's actually
There it is.
Look, show,
yeah.
show the camera. Where's the camera? This one.
You had that ready.
Yep.
Maybe I'll give this to you.
There it is.
Yeah.
I just have nervous, I have nervous hands.
Before the show, like you
Exactly,
fidget,
yeah.
like with
Fidgeting.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is the only time that I don't do
want that
that.
money.
If I ever do appearances like on other shows where I'm not in charge of pushing buttons or
Yeah.
anything like that, I'm constantly like, or Mary will
Oh
have
no,
to.
you click the pen.
Yeah, I do this. I'm like
That's-
right by the mic. I'm
Oh
like,
gosh.
Yeah.
That's
No.
the worst.
I hate that.
So for me, when I watch certain people, like say I meet somebody out and about, and they're like, "Oh, I follow you," and they'll show me one of my videos, and the minute I hear my voice, I'm like, "Please!" Like I don't tell them, but in my mind, I'm like, "Please cut that off!" Like right now. It's not.
Wow.
I hate. Like the only reason I hear my voice is when I'm looking back on Instagram at if a video is going viral or if it's getting like hundreds of thousands of views, and to check it, it automatically plays, and I can't.
You have to turn off your volume
Yeah,
before you
hello.
click on it.
But the problem is, I do that, and then next thing you know, I don't get no phone calls all day. I'm like, why am I not getting any phone calls? Because I
What does
just
that
turned the
mean?
volume
because
off.
of your self-hatred.
It's because of my self-loathing hatred.
I don't ever have
never
the
have
volume
my
on my
ringer
phone.
on.
My phone
I
is
don't
always.
care.
How do y'all do? You say you don't have volume.
Ever?
You
Have
either?
you ever heard my phone
What about
off?
you? How do y'all do that? I have my
I'm
thing
not
on all the
desperate.
time unless I go to sleep. If I go to sleep and put it on Do Not Disturb or just
Because
turn
mine would
it
never stop ringing.
throughout the day though. Nah, throughout the day I gotta have my
Yeah.
ringer on. That's crazy.
Yeah, we don't.
There's a post
They
on
can wait.
Instagram actually about that. They said people that keep their phone on silent don't care about nobody.
See, it's because you care.
It's because I care.
No,
I care so
actually,
much.
I care.
I care so much I'm gonna wait so I'm in the mood to call back.
There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Well, also, like, let's face it, most people,
You like
most
that?
people look
No.
at their phone enough that they don't even need the ringer to be on.
I know.
They're
True,
always
true.
checking it.
My text.
So
I look
why
at a
aren't
lot.
you responding then and calling back and all that?
I do.
People can wait. Remember,
I'm not
Did I
you, I'm
miss
just
your
saying.
call?
No.
Am I missing
Jeez.
something?
Let's see how many texts I
Mary
have right
doesn't
now.
check her DMs.
Let's
though.
see how many I have
Mary's
right
the
now.
worst
It's
DM
true.
checker.
I mean, look, if you saw my DMs, you would feel the same way.
I have
I don't
271
want to see a
text
DM. I feel like it's a bunch of weird
It's
dudes
bad.
in there.
It's
It is.
bad.
I felt like it. Yeah.
271
You've
text
seen it.
messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
All right.
How many missed calls?
What would you guys like to see? Cringe or cute of the day? Which one first?
Cute.
Cute first?
Cute first.
Okay,
All right.
we will do cute first. Check that
Yes,
monitor
yes.
over there. All right, we've got a bunch of
I
submissions
gotta put on
here
my
still
bifocals.
today. So first things first, this is from Devin Salmood. He says, not a pet, but a cute red panda I saw at the zoo.
That's cute. I
He
love
says,
those.
shout out to my photography Instagram page, Salmond_outdoors.
That's not cute. That look. He
That's
looks. He
precious.
looks evil.
What?
He looks
Sounds
pretty
like
precious.
He
No,
looks
it's
evil.
cute. Look at his little
What's that
tail.
dangly bit?
You.
That's a
Am I
raccoon.
crazy?
Okay, I mean,
Am I
the,
crazy?
the teeth are bared.
You're killing the
What is
cute of
it?
the day
It's a rat.
vibe.
It's a red
Look at his
panda.
eyebrows. He's about to kill something. Look. He's stalking
But
the
he would
prey
do
right
it
now.
cutely.
Okay.
He might be posing.
He will cutely kill.
He knew
something.
somebody was taking a photo of it, and he wanted to get a photo.
He wanted to look
fierce.
ferocious.
He wanted to look fierce. All right, let's do one more.
Let's do it.
All right, this one is from Jeremy Landrum. He says, here is Marge stealing the bed from his much larger dog brother, Larry.
Let's see.
Aw,
Is it move?
cute.
Wait, there's a Larry. Larry.
Larry is looking for his bed, and Marge is like, too bad.
And the
It's Marge's
cat is
bed.
in there.
Yep. All right. Let's
All
do
right.
cringe of the day.
Does that mean one wins or?
No. I like to, sometimes these shows can be depressing, and you have to
Lighten the
temper
load?
it with
Yeah.
cute.
Ooh, that is a good idea though. Y'all should start doing. Have the commenters poll up which one was
is-
cutest.
Yeah.
That would get personal.
Neither of those
fast.
got me that
That's
good.
the point. Let's stir it up, baby.
All right.
How many cute things do I post a day of the animals? I love it. Sorry, go ahead.
You love posting
Cringe.
animals?
What are we doing with the cringe?
Let's do cringe. We'll look at this one here. I have not watched this one yet, so Mary
got-
sent me this one earlier. Here we go. It says, I asked my boyfriend to send me a photo if any girls showed up, and he sent me this.
Yeah, ready? Let's get this over with.
Okay, can you not be rude?
All right, son.
Hi, Kai. Brandon said that you wanted a photo, so my friend and I, we decided that we would send like a video instead because
Oh my God.
we're girls and we get it. We've been there, and you have nothing to worry about. Brandon and I are just friends, so there's seriously nothing to worry about. And we just want you to feel good and calm. We just came to hang out. Can you stop being rude? Don't listen to him. It's not funny. He's just kidding.
Yeah.
You have nothing to worry about, girl.
Yeah, ready?
Basically cheating.
What the
Basically-
fuck did you just show me?
That
The
was
worst
very
thing ever.
vindictive. That was very vindictive, actually.
That was
There was a lot-
awful.
That was bad.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. It's cringe of the day.
Yes.
Oh, that was a good one. That was subtle.
Okay. All
Are
right.
there two?
No. Just one cringe
get
the day.
mine.
One cringe
Yeah.
more cute.
Yeah, one cringe more cute. I think
didn't
that's
like
always
it.
better.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get started then, shall we? Let's talk about what's going on over at Disney, because we've covered a lot to do with Disney. We've covered a lot to do with Rachel Zegler, and of course the most recent trailer for the new Snow White movie, which will be coming out very at the end of the year. End of the year this year?
The beginning of next year.
Beginning of next year. It has come out, and it just hit 1 million dislikes on YouTube.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, and they try to hide it, but you can get an extension on your browser that shows you how many dislikes it has anyway. So I don't even know what the point was.
Okay, no, so
of hiding it.
Well, they didn't hide it. YouTube hid
hid
dislikes a long time ago. So a lot of people have called into question whether the dislike extension is even accurate.
Some people say it only shows dislikes from people who also have the
Yeah.
extension, which just sounds like a lie.
I did a little bit of research in the only way that I could, which is to check the extension against our channel to see how, if it matched up with the number that's on our official YouTube creator
Smart.
page.
And it's real.
So
Smart.
3 out of 5 undersold how many downvotes there were. Like, and
What
then
does that mean? 3 out
so
of
I mean,
5
like
undersold.
3 out of 5 listed like more, less downvotes than were actually there on the
Got
page.
it. Okay.
So like one of them had 192 downvotes that I could see on our page, which means that's the real amount. That's the number that YouTube's giving me. On the extension page on YouTube, it listed it as like 96.
Wow.
So it was short, like at least 50 or 60 different dislikes. The 2 that were above, meaning that there was more dislikes listed on the extension than on the creator page, were only for smaller videos with less of a sample size. So whether it's accurate or not doesn't really matter. What matters is that anyone having this discussion should be worried. Anybody at Disney that's having this discussion should be wondered why anybody thinks it's plausible for something they're releasing to have 1 million people disliking it. Right?
So have you seen clips of this girl's interviews about the movie
let's see
before?
it.
Maybe we should find some.
Who is she?
Let's paraphrase.
Basically,
Let's paraphrase.
she
Who
just
exactly?
said like the original was made in 1937, and you can definitely tell because it wasn't progressive, it wasn't feminist, and this one is going to be super duper feminist, and she doesn't care about love. She just cares about like being a leader, and she's
about
just
the guy
desecrating
kissing?
the
Is it
entire
mirror,
thing.
mirror on the wall? I mean, is it that weird Mandela effect?
No, she's basically saying everything that
No.
any woke person
Right.
would be saying,
Yeah.
and basically trying to flip the entire franchise
Ruin
of
it.
Snow White and make it this
Shatter coffee.
woke thing.
She drank her coffee.
You know what it's like? It's like what's her
Little
name? Whatever her name is playing what's the mermaid, Little
Yeah,
Mermaid.
Little
Halle
Mermaid, I
Bailey.
said it.
Yeah, Halle Bailey.
Her playing that because they're like, we need a black person because we don't have black. It's the same vibe.
Because there's no black mermaids.
There's no
Even
black
though there are
mermaid.
black mermaids in Disney lore.
Or how about you just make something new that's black with a black person?
No,
I mean, Ariel
that's
was
not.
such a
That's, we
rich-
can't do that.
What's
don't
really
get to
funny is I was
I don't
reading
think-
this interview with Denzel Washington where he said he got involved with Gladiator 2 because he just doesn't feel like there's anything left for him. Because he's like, there's just nothing they're making that I want to be in.
Which
He
and
probably
that
likes
is
to
horrible.
work out and get prepared. Though.
That was
too.
his
It's
last
so fun.
resort.
Well, I mean,
pretty
Ridley
badass.
Scott's a big deal, and Ridley Scott's a fantastic director. I don't want to see Gladiator
It looks
2.
horrible.
It never needed to be made, but I
Right.
do trust that Denzel Washington, at the very least, when he's reading a script, thought he saw something that was worth
Like,
doing.
it's nothing against Denzel Washington, but it's exactly what you were saying, where they're just like, let's put a black person in Gladiator and then put a rap song in the trailer. Like, that's
It was
literally what it
terrible.
was.
And he doesn't even look. He doesn't even fit. You look and you go, what? It doesn't work. It looks horrible.
I don't
And then
watch
they gave you the
movies
whole
anymore.
movie
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Truly.
On top of that, the whole movie was in the trailer.
I watch documentaries.
That do you guys might know more about this? Is there like a correlation between how long a trailer ends up being and whether the studio has any faith in it? Because I tend to find that the longer a trailer is and the more that they put in there, the less chance it is that the movie's actually going to be good. If they had faith in the project,
You're
they would
smart.
keep it short and they would form a narrative around the trailer that gets you interested in under 2 minutes, and then they save the rest of it for the film.
That's one tactic.
Yeah. Like the more they put in a trailer, like if I see a trailer's over 3 minutes, I'm like, it's going to suck.
Sometimes they just put all the good stuff in the trailer, like, oh, that looks great, and then the movie just falls flat.
And it's just those scenes
just
and
that.
everything else is talking.
That's what it seemed like with the Wicked trailer that they're doing.
It was
Did you
really
see
long.
that?
You never know.
Well, but also too, you can look at it this way too, that those people, those editors, because typically the trailer is more editor based than executive based. And
Director
and
based?
Yeah, the director
Really?
isn't doing it. It's the editor.
Because don't they send that off to separate production houses that
They
cut
make
trailers,
different ones
right?
too, like international version, right?
But,
like they
but
kind of.
the point though is that how old school that editor is determines, because you gotta remember when we all used to really go to movies. Think back when we were 16. Trailers, when you went to a movie theater, were long
That was
trailers.
And there was no YouTube cuts to it. Right?
It was
And
The
so many
trailers also
commercials.
used to have like a voiceover.
Today.
Yeah, like a 16-year-old gets his driver's license and things go haywire.
And then it was a different guy. If it was a comedy, he's like, "Hello,
Yeah.
welcome to this movie about this family."
Can I ask a question? Why did it go straight to a 16-year-old driver license?
I was just thinking about License to Drive. Remember that one?
Well, it's
was it
like,
like a
Heather
was it like
Graham in
a
it, so.
white like
I
white
just remember
movie?
James.
It was a white movie. You probably wouldn't see it.
This is AMC.
Have you seen Boys in the Hood?
Heck yeah.
What about Don't Be a Menace to South Central
Heck
while
yeah.
drinking your juice in the hood?
Haven't seen that one
No,
either.
you'll have to
Isn't
get
that
around
John
to that.
Singleton?
So what you're
Kids.
Haven't
saying?
seen Friday. Nope. haven't
Belly,
seen
I don't even
juice,
know.
Nope.
I don't know how comfortable I feel
Gang-related.
being here today is now.
gang-related, dangerous minds.
it. It wasn't. Yeah, License to Drive wasn't melanated enough. So.
Melanated
What does
enough.
that mean?
Wasn't enough black people.
Yeah.
No.
I thought you meant like melon. Like I like. I
No,
like,
but back in those
Hello.
days, trailers used to love seeing, because you first off you didn't know what trailer was coming. You
There's,
sitting
like,
in
so
that
many.
theater with your cup that big, and you got your popcorn, and you sitting there, and then
And now
a 16-year-old driver, and next you know Johnny Depp comes skirting across it, and baby, what's the name of that movie? Cry Baby.
Oh god, I love that.
Your
Cry
Crybaby?
baby.
Cry-
Dirty Dancing. Come on.
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, banger.
They were just talking about how Tom Cruise almost played Edward Scissorhands.
Ew.
That's wild.
And
That's
he
as
rejected
weird-
the role because he was asking Tim Burton, like, so how does he go to the bathroom?
What is that?
Like-
Which is a great question.
That's actually kind of deep.
He was like,
It's
it
like-
doesn't make enough sense. I'm not doing it.
It's method.
It's like when you find out that Will Smith was supposed to be Neo in The Matrix.
Well, it's
Yeah.
every time.
It's gonna scare
Sorry.
you. It's okay.
Or when
get
you
spooked.
find out, which I think I told you guys last time, when you find out who was supposed to play Brad Pitt's character in Seven,
Who was it? I forgot.
Denzel Washington,
Oh, see, and it makes perfect sense. He was
and who was supposed to play Morgan Freeman's character?
Denzel Washington.
That is
Denzel.
He's to play
hilarious.
both of them.
Sylvester Stallone.
Weird.
There's like whole like one of the things about IMDb is they'll list a lot of like the actors who were initially cast to do specific.
No,
roles.
Denzel did this interview and said this out his mouth.
Yeah.
He goes, well, because they said, Denzel, is there any movies that you regret not taking? He said, no. But he goes, I mean, there's one. He didn't say like I regret it, but there's one that he's like, that would have been a good one.
Right.
And he goes 7, and then he's like, man, that would have been good. He said, but Brad Pitt, I'm sure he's happy now, because that's the movie that really just.
I got a lot of hand-me-downs. Like they go down the line of the offers.
What's one? Give us one.
Every single one. Straight up, I'm like, swing. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
How do you feel about those when,
I mean,
when that happens?
it happens all the time.
Is it just?
I mean, like I
it just
said,
comes
like
with it?
imagine thinking that
That's
the
how it
Matrix, that
goes.
Neo would be anyone other than Keanu Reeves. I can't picture Will Smith in that role.
No, but they just go down the line of crunching numbers.
I can see it.
I can't for some reason.
I personally, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's not because I'm black, Mary. I think that Will Smith would have been
I'm
great.
just thinking of
as-
the deadpan delivery of Neo and trying to imagine Will Smith doing that. Like, you're not leaning into Will Smith's strengths if you're asking him to do deadpan.
Well, think of Men in Black, and
Yeah.
now look at you.
He's a comedic actor,
Yeah.
though.
who?
Will
I mean, he
Smith is.
leans
No.
comedic, but he does
Yeah.
other
He
stuff.
doesn't get pretty deep though, does he?
Will Smith. I would not call
Man
say
on
is a
Fire.
comedic
I Am
actor.
Legend.
That was
He's
alright.
not a comedic actor. I wouldn't say
No?
that. If you take his TV show away, how many comedic roles has he done?
Well, you just mentioned
I don't
Men in
study
Black,
him.
and like obviously
People think of Men in Black as a comedy.
Comedy.
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
Back in
That's
19
right.
Right.
Nine,
No,
like, those
that's
are-
great. Wild
He's
Wild
done
West.
so
Let's
many
keep it going.
movies.
Wild Wild
Oh,
West.
okay, no, we're gonna
We're going to
I'm
do a
gonna
deep dive into
Smith.
Will Smith.
I'm not an encyclopedia.
I'll be
so
right
I
here.
You got Wild Wild West, which essentially, yes. You have Men in Black, yes. You have Hitch, which is my favorite
Ooh.
rom-com of all time. And I would argue.
But I think
that's
that
it.
the television show is enough to give people that precedent, right?
Right. But Will Smith's movies, the biggest movies he's done, it was Independence Day, Enemy of the State, I Am Robot, I Am
love it.
Legend.
Enemy of the State is amazing.
Yeah.
Like Enemy of the State is amazing if you go and rewatch it. Now it's like if you ever watch the
I
old
love that movie.
the old Jack Ryan movies that Alec Baldwin, Ben Affleck and them did. Like it's in that same sweet spot of time
Like
in the late 90s
Like who?
where
Rounders. with
Yeah.
Rounders.
Yeah,
What was
Ben
that one about?
Affleck and I think Matt Damon's one of the greatest male actors too. Like Born Identity and Born Supremacy. That he nails it.
Yeah, I just didn't like the handheld move.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean that can make you sick to your stomach if you.
I
if you
forgot
watch
that
it.
part.
Like imagine doing that in 4DX now. Like the camera's going like this, and your chair's just like moving left
Is
and
it
right.
steady cam?
And you know why they do?
No, it's not steady. I mean, it's a lot of handheld. That's the
really?
thing. It's like they
Gives you
do
a
that to
concussion.
ramp. They do it to
Yeah,
ramp up
that's
the tension.
nauseating.
Well, so yes, but interesting enough, they do it to mask the fact that he can't fight in real life. Most times when you see a lot of either cuts or shaky movement, it's because the actor doesn't know anything about the fighting they're
I'm sure
doing.
he had doubles, right?
Well, that's only when it's like maybe an over shoulder or a hand double or something like.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you know it's Taryn Manning.
Have you ever seen the clip? They do this
We
great
just got
one.
a 20, sorry, from Nate. He said Pursuit of Happiness.
Yep.
No, that's a good one.
One of his best comedies.
But
a good
no,
one.
they do this thing where
Thank you.
by the time Taken reaches part 3,
Oh, I love that one.
Liam Neeson, there's like 8 shots of him jumping over a fence because they can't get him to do it, so they gotta hide it with
That's like
clever
Ron.
camera work.
What's his name? Ron from Sons of Anarchy. I'm just blanking his last name.
Ron Perlman.
Or
Yes,
Ron Perlman. yeah.
Perlman. He's the only one that couldn't really ride a Harley.
I worked on a feature with him.
That was weird just now, but
Like him and Mark Boone Jr. were both bigger dudes, right?
yeah, but
Like,
he can't ride.
Yeah.
So
Oh, he
it's
can't
all-
actually ride the
But all
motorcycle?
the others
That's
could. So it's all faked.
Is there
Sorry,
any?
Ron.
yeah, Bad Boys isn't a comedy,
Like,
and that
get
was
on that.
also a big one for him in the 90s.
I've
Will Smith?
worked with so many male actors. I'm like, if you put any more makeup on in the makeup trailer, it is such. I'm like, oh gosh, mascara too.
Hancock.
Male actors wear mascara.
Yes, they do the whole show.
It leans that
That's
way.
crazy.
He
I
doesn't
wouldn't
like
have been
this
able
story.
to
But
tell.
but the movie wrapped up with
it's so-
seriousness.
Yeah. No, okay. Like
You
I'm-
lose, Brett. You lose
I'm
on this.
I'm kind of having a revelation.
You
that
guys
you're
go.
you're right that he can be like he has comedic parts and lines in movies, but wouldn't lean
But
comedy.
remember, that's
Like,
why I said when you take this TV show
Yeah.
away,
when you think of Will Smith in Independence Day, you think of him punching an alien and having one-liners, which
Bad
isn't
Boys.
necessarily
Forgot about Bad Boys.
comedy. No, I mentioned Bad.
Oh,
I said,
I didn't hear you say
but
it.
it's not necessarily comedy, but
Right,
it
it's-
it
He
has
always has
comedy
the
in it.
one-liner.
Yes.
He always has the like that
and,
they
like,
give him.
in Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Because
A
Martin,
couple.
Martin was the comedic relief in
Yes.
Bad Boys.
We were talking about this last time about how in the first Bad Boys movie,
my
it was
heavens.
Martin Lawrence that got first billing.
He's hilarious.
And Will Smith got second.
Pause. You know who Martin Lawrence is?
yeah,
Okay, good.
we've talked about him, so I know who he is.
He puts
This
me
kind
through
of
it.
blew my mind. We got way off topic, but it kind of blew
What's
my
the one
mind.
he has the German Shepherd? Like it's a
I Am
kid-
Legend.
I like that one.
They're making a sequel to that.
I heard.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be playing?
What aren't they making a sequel
I Am More
for?
Legend. Yes. Well, that's basically.
Are there any new movies that you guys are excited to see? Looking forward to?
I'm not excited for no movies no more. Movies suck.
Oh, he was the genie in Aladdin. He did the remake of Aladdin, and I guess that's.
But like, how would you know until you give it a chance, right?
No, hell no.
There's
I'm
some
not giving it
good
a
ones
chance.
out there.
They've had their
You're
chances.
boycotting everything
I'm
now.
boycotting all
He makes
movies.
good movies.
All movies. I'm
Have you seen
boycotting.
his-
So you're just boycotting like
Any movie,
all of Hollywood.
Secular.
Like,
any
that's-
movie that I'm not directing, Taryn's not in, Samira Armstrong's not in, or Siaka Massaqua's not in, I ain't watching it.
She's got
Such
a
a
new movie.
great actor.
Samira's got a new movie coming
I
out.
know.
Right?
God's Not Dead.
Yeah.
We have the same manager. He keeps getting her work and not me.
Called out.
You got
Shots
And, like,
fired.
listen,
They
I love her.
They
It's not personal.
legit do not have the same management.
Yeah, we
anymore.
do.
That was a long time ago. She has a different manager.
Patrick?
She has a whole different team.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's fine.
fake news.
It's
We're
a whole
learning
different
on
team.
we're learning on show today.
It's that's it. Listen, we all have. There's a bunch of girl actors. We all need a manager.
Okay.
It's not personal
Yeah, of course.
at all.
All right, let's do some of these super chats.
Yeah, we have a lot here. Andrew Jacobs said, "Happy birthday, Cameron Diaz, who starred and appeared in the 2 worst movies I've ever seen, The Sweetest Thing and Slackers." Brett's probably seen them.
I haven't seen The Sweetest Thing. Look, they make fun of me because I love bad movies.
I do
and that's
too.
fine.
Just tune out.
Yeah,
Okay, and he
that's what I
also
love
said,
about it.
"Hi,
Sweetest
Taryn,
Thing
loved you in Orange is the New Black, 8 Mile, and Crossroads."
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Shane H. Wilder said, "Happy Friday, Brett, Mary, Director Phil, and Taryn. This is going to be one heck of an episode. Oh, and everyone have a happy Labor Day."
Yep.
When's Labor Day?
I didn't even know
Monday.
Labor Day was coming.
This weekend, yeah. Shane H. Wilder, "I should have figured out the guests when Mary said she was rewatching Crossroads. Unfortunately, my mind went to Ralph Macchio movie."
Yes.
Yeah.
I played him too.
Yeah, well, we did tell you guys yesterday. We told
The
you who was
Karate Kid,
on
come
yesterday. Andrew Jacobs said, "Hi again, Taryn. Forgot underrated AF show Get Real."
Oh wow, you're right. That was with freaking Jesse Eisenberg and that huge actress now. Forgetting her name. Just tired. Huge.
Corey Anderson said, "Taryn, what is your opinion of what Britney Spears is going through right now?"
I'd rather push that to you, Mary. I feel like you have the discernment.
You got the knowledge for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about Britney Spears
What do we-
just
what
to
is
death
it?
on this show.
Really?
So
So
basically,
many
this
times.
is beating a dead horse.
That's the word right there that you
Yeah.
just said.
Yep.
To
Let's
death.
hold off on the rest. We'll come back after the fact. Let's move on then,
Well,
shall
that
we?
was
Let's-
rude.
Yeah.
You were just about to.
No, you weren't. No, everybody said we're not going to talk
Yeah.
about Britney Spears, so I said let's move on.
That was
Sorry.
a solid. That was a
It's such a
solid
good topic.
move on.
Thank you.
I think
All
that
right.
was a great
That was
job.
a
Brett.
real move.
Let's talk about whether Hollywood is evil or not, Mary.
Yeah, so recently Heather Graham did an interview with the Wall Street Journal where she talked about her father's warning when she wanted to get into the entertainment industry. She mentioned, first of all, that her father was an FBI agent. So just note that before we say anything. Her father, quote, regularly told me that the entertainment industry was evil and that Hollywood would claim my soul if I became an actress and appeared in anything with sexual content.
I mean, maybe the issue here is the language he's using probably feels
That's
a
his
bit
baby girl,
fantastical.
too.
Yeah, it's like it's his daughter, but the language, she's like, when you say claim my soul, it probably is hard for
What
her
about
to.
Wall Street Journal though? That's
Yeah.
a weird publication to talk about this.
Yeah.
It does seem weird, right? But
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys, do you think Hollywood is evil?
I will say this: that Heather Graham's a very sexy lady, and her father might have been concerned. The other wording could be just the clickbait, because journalists love to spruce things like that.
Yeah.
You know, the soul, still the soul. Explain what the soul is.
Well, there is such a thing as like signing your soul to the
What is-
devil to become a rock and roll star. Like that's a
How do you know?
That's
That's happened
pattern.
to you?
I mean, people have talked about it. That's what I'm saying.
No one's seen it.
Of course, you haven't seen it. Why would they want you to see it?
But no one can prove this.
Both of you guys are making very valid points.
Yeah.
And I believe this is and it will always be the
messing
factor,
with
the
that.
conversation is that it will always be a, if you haven't seen it, how do you know? But then there will always be the, why is there so much talk about it though? It's always that. It's like, is it real? Is it not real? How do you know? How do you not
But what
know?
does that even mean to sign your soul to the devil? Does he come in like with
Right,
horns?
all
Like,
that.
hey,
What
here's
does
the
that mean?
contract.
I think that's being a bit too literal.
So
but
what
that's
does
I'm
it mean
saying.
then?
Yes.
Since we're here now,
Yeah.
we can unpack it.
Well,
What's that
here's
mean?
Unpack it.
here's an interesting factoid. Heather Graham is one of Harvey Weinstein's accusers.
Yes.
When you go to Harvey Weinstein's hotel room and you decide to have sex with him to get a role, you're signing your soul away to the devil. That's how I see it.
So now he's the devil?
So I disagree on that. What I believe is happening is
You want the part.
Now, back in my day, I was something of a Rolling Stone.
On the casting couch.
I've been around the block a few million times, right? So with that, a lot of guys, especially in the world of guys that have been ladies' men, we know that there's a lot of women out there that would do a lot of strange things for a little piece of change. Talking like $50. Talking like, just to be next to someone that looks cool in the club. The point I'm making is you're not per se selling your soul to the devil by going to smash Harvey Weinstein for a possible role. What's happening is you don't have any morals or not enough morals,
Dignity.
and you're saying, I don't believe in my talent enough, or the possibility of my talent getting me to where I need to be. So what I'm going to use is this sex organ that I've been using all my life before Harvey Weinstein, and use it with him and hopefully get something from it, because guess what? Now I'm in front of a person big enough to possibly get me where I want to be. Before, I was just having sex with Randy, Brett, and all these other people out there that ain't got no money. Sorry, Brett. I just looked at you and your name.
Why are you making me part of this?
It's because I looked at him and his name popped up.
It's Brett.
So it's not necessarily selling your soul. What it is that you made a choice to do this. He didn't make you do it. It's offered, or maybe not even offered. Do you know how many women would be at the door of a popular artist, rapper? She could probably speak to this. Celebrities just going to, she may even know. They'll find your hotel. Watch the movie Love and Basketball. Groupies. Watch Love and Basketball, and they explain it very well.
Yeah.
Not only in this hypothetical am I a whore, I'm a broke whore.
What does that mean?
You ain't got no money. He a broke hoe.
Oh
no, he a broke hoe. This goes to his
There's
pimp.
hundreds of thousands of dollars
This goes to Mary. Mary's his pimp.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what you were saying. I agree.
No, that was good, Phil.
When you give up your morals for a certain price.
Well, you've been gave it up. You gave it up a long time ago. It's just now you met someone with enough money to give it to him now.
The more poetic version of this, what they're saying is that every time you do this, every time you let your body be part of a transaction for work, a little piece of you dies inside. That's what they're trying to say.
That's if a piece of you is even alive.
It depends on how detached a person is and how pragmatic they are.
Exactly.
May I add to this, please?
Yes, please.
The name of the game is to never give it up, so they keep chasing you. Because once you give up that, they've had it and they're on to the next, and you might do good in that movie if you get it, but you should actually hold back.
Let me ask you a question, Taryn. What would, if you had a percentage, what percentage would you say of highly successful women in the film industry do you think slept their way to the top?
Not many.
Not many.
I don't think so. I mean, naturally, actresses can be cute, and there's a networking, and some of them are kind of slutty, but I never did that. But ain't nobody coming after me. I just got here. I'm a character actress, so sometimes I'd be like, oh, you don't want me? But they wanted me when I was young. When I was young, 19, man, I couldn't get these old men away. It was wild.
So you think that
I organized it perfect, though.
So you think the majority of the ones that are successful do so on their own merits?
Yes. I think that a lot of women do have integrity and intelligence, and they're not just like, I think they know better. But
well, and now to do so in the industry, you have to be fairly business minded, because you're your own company.
We were just talking about that last night.
We were. And also, weird stuff happens at parties after hours.
Yeah.
The ones that Denzel talked about. Denzel gave this advice to, I believe it was Michael B. Jordan, I believe. It could have been someone else. He says, leave the party before the devil shows up.
Yeah. Oh, I remember
Now
that.
we're talking.
Because if I remember correctly, he sponsored Michael B. Jordan. No, I'm sorry. He sponsored Chadwick Boseman's education.
It could have been him. I don't remember. I think it was Michael B. But whoever it was, Denzel was. And that's the point, because you have the party, you have the after party, and then you got the after.
I heard a story today.
Never go to the after.
You have a
after. I heard a story today. I'll make it quick. I'm not gonna say names, but a gentleman that I play music with, he was telling me a story that traumatized him about a famous actress that he saw come down the stairs at a party after with like a plate of she coming with like a plate of white stuff, and he couldn't believe it was her, and she was just like, and he's like, I can't believe that's her. I mean, big time. And he left because he swear he saw a demon in her eyes.
Wait, what?
After
when
party.
you say white stuff, you talking about cocaine?
I don't know.
It's white stuff.
Juicy, white.
But baking powder. They were going to cook. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as it
And a
wasn't.
lot of times they smell. The ones that actors that smell bad are the ones you gotta stay away from.
He warned Brandon T. Jackson.
Brandon T. Jackson.
Who's that?
Okay.
Right, exactly. He's a comedian. stand-up comedian, actor. He was on Lottery Ticket and all these.
To him, all the B's are the same. Michael B. Jordan.
There's a lot of issues with the men in Hollywood.
Boy, hey, when you said B's, I thought you meant black people.
No.
I was like, you done took Mary's Kool-Aid.
But no, I think that's a good quote and it's a good advice, right? Like nothing good comes from the after party anyway.
Well, growing up, parents used to tell us all the time, like, ain't nothing good happening after 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Nope.
Don't go to second location.
Denzel Washington is America's dad.
This is what they used to say. The only thing open after 12 o'clock is what?
After parties.
Some legs.
Stoops.
Yeah, and in the absence of Walmart being 24 hours anymore, that's of course true.
I've been into some sticky situations after hours.
Was there a learning curve when you were starting out? Or did you have good common sense from the start?
I think so.
You think you did?
Yeah, I was almost kidnapped twice when I was a kid. My dad committed suicide. I've been through the mill and back. I'm like, you can't touch me.
So you went into it already planning
just
to...
damaged.
Yeah.
Bitter, damaged.
But what I'm saying is that you had to be aware of your surroundings at all times early on.
I definitely like boys a lot. Sometimes girls. I like to have fun. I did. And I was young. But yeah, I got offered some weird stuff, but I always said no.
That's the best advice you could give someone is say no and don't stay too long.
Yeah.
You just had street smarts.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just I just wanted to make sure I got home safely.
She used to, her mom used to drop her off at the skating rink at what age?
Like 5. At
an adult skating rink.
Thank you.
Let's go.
We have tonal issues.
And we're dancing.
Yeah. This is what life's about. It's only about money. Let's do some gummy roll when I was doing big old rail.
Oh, we can't show that on the show.
No, stop.
I mean, as if.
It looked too real.
And if I did, I would do $1 bill.
Look, it's not the after
it's
party. We can't do this.
We definitely need to finish up these super chats.
Let's do it.
Sorry about
Corey Anderson said, Taryn, you were amazing in Hustle and Flow.
Thank you.
Shane H. Wilder
And the
said,
hair was amazing in Hustle and Flow. Yes.
They ruined my hair. It's all right.
Wait, did they?
It's all right. It was just a lot of braids for fine hair.
How long did that take?
7. Well, it took 2 full days to put in, but it was in for 7 weeks.
That's crazy.
Shane H. Wilder said, Off the Rails episodes are the best episodes. This is why I put pennies on the PCC railroad tracks every morning.
Who is that? What does he say? Then they flatten him? How cool.
Jonathan McDowell said, I'm in charge.
Yeah! I'm in charge. Say it like you mean it. I'm in charge. I don't know, D, but not this.
Sarenko Productions said, You're welcome, Brett. People's Joker is ready for you. We got that done.
People's Joker.
Shane H. Wilder
start with her.
said, Sarenko beat me to it by 5 seconds.
Yep, we got it up.
What does that mean?
They both sent me the link to that video, and they got them to me within seconds of each other.
These are all from like way earlier in the show.
Yep.
Stefan Buttle said, Please stop. No.
No.
What does that mean?
He wanted us to stop the People's Joker, but it wasn't the 50s. So
right.
Corey Anderson said, Fart sounds have a time and place, Vera. Harley Quinn is overplayed. Also saw 30 Seconds to Mars not too long ago. Jared Leto is an amazing entertainer.
He's a jerk.
You can do both.
I mean, isn't that kind of the fact? Like, a lot of the best actors are jerks, right?
She's a jerk. Why you say that?
Beyond.
Well, okay, now how about this? Like, the idea is, like, back in the day, I think it would have been you'd be surprised when you meet somebody and they're not nice. Now you're surprised when they're nice.
I think everyone's pretty nice.
I just want to know why is he a jerk?
You want the story?
Yeah, I want to know.
I used to work at Marissa's Burrito Adventure, okay, when I moved to LA. I needed a job. Anyway, he'd come in every day and order the same burrito. It was the same price every day. But I'd be like, oh no, here he comes. Because he'd go, $7.95 for this burrito. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't make the prices. But he'd have to put me through it. He'd still buy it every day, but he'd heckle me about the price. And
today, that burrito would be like $25 in LA.
So mean. And it's all the while he's been in like shows, and I'm like, what a mean dude. Every time.
Jared Leto's been acting since then?
And he also, he was in a show forever with Claire Danes. Remember that when...
But because if you're talking about you working in a place like that, I mean, this had to be like 2000, 99, 2000.
Yeah, 99. Yeah,
Jared Leto.
He's older than me, so.
He's been acting that long, like known
Yeah.
as
And
an
a
own
band member
actor.
too. 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah,
right?
30 Seconds to Mars has been around for like it's really funny. Like they'll end up in in music videos, or they'll end up on television shows. I'm like, man, he's just getting a cut of everything.
Yeah.
Like, does he ever end up in a scene where they play 30 Seconds to Mars over a scene he's in?
Maybe.
I feel like if you're really
He should
vain,
mandate that.
If you're really vain, he's like, there has to be at least one montage with my music in
Yeah.
and me in
I
the
mean,
scene.
I've done it too. I've been like, can I have a song in one of my movies, please?
That's perfect.
She has Billboard awards from her music. Boom Cat.
Thank you.
Boom Cat.
There was a comment like
There were
right
comments about it.
right when we put the waiting room up there, like Boom Cat in the house. Yep.
Yes.
What's they want?
The boom is the
Reckoning, the reckoning,
The Reckoning.
the reckoning. Yes.
What do you,
Oh,
okay,
it's
do you have a preference, acting or music?
I love music.
Music more?
I really love acting. It's just that it's like everyone else's project, and it's fun, but it's also not that fun, to be honest. It's such a process.
Yeah.
You're
kinda
serving
boring.
somebody else's project, not yours.
The music feels really like more rewarding.
That makes sense.
I love going on stage. I love going on tour.
How often do you go on tour a decent
I
amount?
used to.
Yeah.
Not anymore, but
Is
I'm a
so
washed up singer, baby. I'm a working actor and a struggling musician.
I mean, not like, do you were you working through a label, or were you like producing your own stuff now? DreamWorks. Okay. I mean, it's kind of a great time to make music for yourself now, but it's
Yeah.
like it's also a lot harder because it costs a lot to get it produced, and you don't realize how much goes in. At least from what I understand, that a lot goes into getting music produced, which is why so many of them don't own the rights to their own work because all of the back end costs are so extravagant.
No. Nowadays, you can have a computer, like, you know, Skrillex?
No, I mean,
you're
like,
talking
I'm
about
saying,
in general.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm talking in general. If you're working
Get on
through
the
a label,
radio.
yeah.
Well, no. In general, a lot of talent, especially posts or before the whole YouTube independent artist thing. They didn't know how to do all that stuff, so they just came in, did their tracks, and all the back end and all that went to someone else that either they didn't know how or they didn't want to do it because of the work it takes. So that's why there's so little. Even Megan Thee Stallion, she just did an interview on Club Shay Shay talking about how she didn't realize how difficult it is because she's independent now.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So she is
I
very.
mean, she's not really independent.
None of them are really independent.
She has a label under a label.
They have
pretty
like
big time,
they have
right?
like distributing
she has
deals.
What is that called? It's like a license deal, right?
Distributing.
Yeah.
Like a, yep.
Yeah, and
It's under one of the big labels.
And that's the difference between artists who make their name on their own now, who start from scratch and have to build their brand on their image.
They're learning
alone,
how
right?
to do it all. They know how to record everything.
It's what I talk about when I was like, I'm always surprised when any celebrity who took the mainstream route uses social media at all. I'm like, if you're starting on your own and you're doing internet content, you have to be in charge of your own image because it's detrimental to not have access to the people who are looking at you. If I'm like an actor who's just putting out a movie every 6 months for like a big studio, I'm just handing that off to someone and I'm not reading. Otherwise, you end up like that actor we were talking about who has to go to therapy because he's reading all the negative reviews about the stuff, right? It
There
feels
used to be a mystique about actors. We didn't go onto social media.
Yeah.
But then we started to see all these brands. You had to become a brand. And now we're forced to almost do things that aren't in our nature because they should only know our characters, not us.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I told that story once. It's like,
Does that make sense?
There was a porn star who said like, why would I talk about my politics? I imagine that the people who watch my films don't care what I believe politically. And I was like, why does the porn star get it and none of the actors get it? Like that seems. She's a capitalist. She understands that, you know, her work needs
Are you
to sell.
trying to say that porn stars aren't smart? Brett?
No, that they're
no.
smart.
How dare you
They have
imply.
to be very
caught that
smart.
right.
You know, for Lane,
I caught that, yeah.
Wait, I didn't.
Your local wizard said, it's too bad your show isn't on Saturday too because I love the show and I want to listen to it on my birthday.
Well, I'll tell you
Happy
what you
early
can do.
birthday.
Happy early birthday. And you can just rewatch this episode.
Yeah, just
tomorrow.
rewatch this episode. You'll be fine.
Just make it happen.
But yeah, happy birthday. Daniel said, I think he just sent us a sticker. Thank you. Greg Duvier said, giving Boondock Saints a 26% score is a crime.
I know, I love that
All the
one.
critics that gave it a low score should be fired and never allowed to critique a movie again.
there's probably
Do you agree,
personal-
Brett?
I have to rewatch it too. Well, look, like the other thing is like movies that came out at different times would probably be reviewed differently today than they would be
True.
back then, right?
Who was Siskel and Ebert?
Yeah.
That was cool when they used to do all that.
And that sites like Siskel and Ebert still produce stuff. It's just not them. It's
Exactly.
just their brands
yeah,
now.
that's
right?
cool though.
Yep.
Potatoes for Seamus said, finally, Brett put a woman on.
There you are.
You were trying to stop us from having female guests.
Oh, is that
Why?
what is this?
I'm just kidding.
What is this slander that's going on?
He also
right
said,
now?
okay, you can take the wig off now, Brett.
Okay, yeah, yes. Well, the wig's over there. I can put it on, but it's going to cost you.
He also said, hi, Janine, what's Eminem really like?
Janine, as if.
I lost that one.
Shane H. Wilder said
From,
Illuminati.
Rules. Marshall's awesome.
Shane H. Wilder said Illuminati website powered by Squarespace.
That's what, okay, I was gonna say. I couldn't think of the word for it. Yeah, it would be the Illuminati has a Squarespace website that they paid $10 for. It would have been on Angel Fire back in the 90s.
Yeah, who got
I wonder,
Illuminati
is there?
quickly?
What if you put in www.illuminati.com? I bet you it's a website.
Let me find it.
You know the movie Elvis?
If not, I'm buying that domain.
Yeah.
You know the movie Elvis that you like?
Yeah,
Talk
Elvis.
about- Did you notice how right when he won, Elvis's daughter died?
I know nothing about him as an
Marie
actor. I don't even know his
Lisa
real name.
Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we're
saw that.
talking,
It was
like,
Oh,
very
you're talking
weird.
about
day.
Elvis's daughter. Oh,
No, the
Because
actor.
her son had just died very shortly before
yeah,
that.
she was depressed, but I thought that was weird.
Yeah. I looked at Illuminati.com and it redirects you to something really sketchy. I don't know.
wouldn't.
I don't know what this
I
is.
definitely wouldn't keep going down that
your-
rabbit
They have
hole.
merch.
Click the link. Click the link.
Yeah,
Don't
okay,
click
moving on.
You're already in the
Accept
Illuminati.
cookies.
Graham Wilson said, yo, Taryn, I loved
We're
you in
checking.
Boomcat back in the day. Great to see you on here.
The boom
Great to
is
see
the
you back
kick
as
and
well,
the cat
Phil.
is the snare drum. Boom, cat. That's it right there, son. I got more flair than a flare gun.
I love that. Potatoes for Seamus said Mary is a passive-aggressive, narcissistic Brett beater. But we still love her. At least that's what she has us to believe. Hail, comrade Mary.
Well, see, the thing is you have to
got down to her.
you have to find people that love you no matter your faults.
Aw, as
Yes,
if.
of course.
That was adorable.
She has a heart of gold.
That was a
adorable.
positive
She's
spin.
misunderstood, perhaps.
Shane H. Wilder said, I literally turn the ringer off when I buy a phone. It only gets turned on in case of emergencies, so rarely.
That's
Hey,
because
that's
you're a
what she
psychopath. That's why you're a psychopath.
What?
Is
Because
that
they
a
don't turn on-
psychopathic trait? I think that's
Yes.
just the majority of people must
What
be
makes you a
psychopaths.
psychopath?
Yes.
'Cause you don't
Turn
wanna-
your ringer on. You
No.
don't care about no one's life. I might be stranded on the side of a highway, and you gonna sit there and have a great sleep.
We hope that doesn't happen.
I always say,
Well, no, there's like literally the meme. It says like you can call me no matter what. And it
I'm the
says,
one that
me
don't
at
call
four,
me.
me at 4 in the morning, like 300 missed calls, and you're just sleeping right through
I'm in
it.
jail.
Yeah.
Greg Duvier said, I can't watch trailers anymore because they spoil the whole movie.
I mean, they have trailer making down to a science now, though. Like
It's such a science.
It's
annoying.
why we show the video from time to time. It's like how to make a big budget movie trailer.
Should we watch that?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
the next
I
one
feel
and
like we
I'll
should
play
watch
it.
Can I
that.
add just something really quick
Yep.
that's powerful? Is that now they shoot with a skeleton crew, like barely anyone on set. And it's all about the trailer. And usually they can actually change the movie. What you write in the script, they can change it in editing. So you're like, what movie is this? I didn't do that movie. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about? They can change it in editing. Like if it's not working as is, they can. Editing is magical, to be honest. It can make a bad actor look good.
It's it's kind of the last director in a film, right? Like you can pull great performances from stuff. I mean, sometimes you can tell when
Moments.
so much has been stripped of it.
Yeah.
Like when a movie that was shot for R-rated gets turned into a PG-13 film, and the action scenes get completely destroyed because
Yeah.
they have to get away from the wide shots and they have to pull close-ups that don't actually fit.
Or
and
they
stuff
didn't
like
save
that.
money for sound design or,
Yeah.
or music.
Yep. All right, what's next, Mary?
Nate said, not seeing Friday is a sin. I asked. Okay, I guess I'm going to hell because I haven't seen
Oh
Friday.
no!
Or you could go and watch it.
You are illumined.
I'm sure I will at some point. It's just
the
it's
pits of
hard
hell.
to cut out time actually to watch the movies. Like I have a running list of movies that I've just been meaning to watch forever.
Can we
And
see it? Can we see
How
the
come
list?
it seems like all those movies are
The
black
Care
movies?
Bears?
That's not true.
The Last Unicorn? what about Hello Kitty?
You
What's
see,
on
do you see
it?
Barbie?
Ew.
Well, yeah, but we
Oh,
did
you
that
made
for
time
work.
for Barbie, didn't you?
Wow.
That's our job.
But set it off. She won't take
You
the
won't
time to
see
go
set
see
it
set
off.
off.
Queen
that,
Latifah don't
Barbie?
mean nothing to you. Okay.
You're right. You're
Oh,
right.
did you see Hidden Figures?
There's a movie.
No, I didn't see Hidden Figures.
Might as well just go to a Klan rally.
What are these movies?
And I didn't see The Woman King.
I can't believe I ever had a crush on you, man.
What about Karen? Did you see Karen?
I found out.
What?
Karen.
Oh,
It got
Karen.
Someone
Point
did
out,
ask about
Roger.
Karen. Maybe I'll skip to theirs. Bagel Bites said, speaking of movies, any stories from Karen? They want to know if you have
Which
stories
one?
from
Which
Karen.
one do you want to hear?
I mean, pick one.
Like what kind of
Tell
story
us
do they
whatever
want?
you want.
Well, do you know what Karen is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
I played
I think we
Karen.
talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
Right?
It's pretty. Just watch it.
Yeah. The trailer is amazing.
It was during the
we
pandemic.
were, yeah.
Oh, I played the
loved it.
biggest
Okay.
piece of crap in it.
Ever?
And I had a blast.
Which is the movie that essentially got her canceled, but we can come
Yeah,
back to that.
Yeah. it
Okay,
is.
we'll watch this
But
and
yeah,
then we'll go back to
yeah.
it.
Do you want the How to Make a Blockbuster Movie trailer?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's just cute.
You guys have to watch this. This is the
He has
science
ADHD.
of.
He has
of-
ADHD worse than I.
There you go. Mary would
Adderall.
question that. Mary would question that.
Diagnose.
All right, here we go. See it on that screen.
Taryn.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Wow.
My bad. I can hear it.
Have you ever wondered about this particular thing? Because it turns out that that thing is real.
It's always a cover.
Yep.
It's always like a
It's
dark
expensive.
cover of a famous song.
Love the
That thing I
blob.
referred to earlier? Well, it's happening, and it will destroy us all. Someone has to stop this thing. And that someone is you.
You didn't think it would be that easy, did you?
I don't think I'm the one. I'm not the person who can stop this thing.
You are that person. Now take my hand!
Light blue.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I am the reaction.
Final block.
In my mind, they've got assets organized that
I
are
want to see
literally.
this movie right here.
that are li-
That was good. I'm sold.
in my mind, there's literally a folder of assets that lists it as light bouge and low
Yeah.
blah. Like that's what the sound effects name is.
When you're not in your own trailer.
Yes. A-list, A-list, A-list,
That did
B-list.
sound like a dope movie. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, this shit kind of
But
nice.
I was pissed. I just had a movie come out called Bloodline Killers,
That should be the trailer.
and I wasn't in it.
That-
But I'm like the main star.
You were in the
hurtful.
trailer?
Wait, is
Yeah,
that
I
the,
almost-
was
I
that
almost
the one
got
with
sacked.
Tyrese?
Yeah.
You were in. I saw. it.
One moment.
Why?
Because people like me. I'm canceled.
Why are you canceled?
Karen.
I don't know. And
Is it?
Is it
because-
really because of Karen? Like what happened?
Other things, I think.
Did you?
But tell her how that.
well, which one? Well,
Karen, the whole.
I think it started with how we met, though.
No, it did.
First of all, I'm Christian, and Hollywood doesn't like that religion very much. And I'm very out about it because it saved my life. And then also, I said something once about Trump. 'Cause I
Okay.
didn't know.
What did you say about Trump?
I didn't know that people didn't like him.
So you said that you like Trump?
I just said, when he held up the Bible, I said, yes, he found God. And my entire Orange is the New Black, every single girl called me and went crazy on me. They all canceled me. And then I did Karen, played basically the gnarliest racist in the whole.
Okay.
But I play a villain. It's fun. Someone's got to do it.
Like,
They
isn't
just
that the
don't
whole
have
point?
like any nuance to understand that it's supposed to be the villain of the movie, and it's like not saying that
It's not
racism is
real,
good.
Right.
I don't know, Ray Fiennes can play a Nazi in Schindler's List and get an Oscar, but I play Karen and I'm just dusted.
Yeah, what's that about?
It's not cool, but whatever.
So
I
it's
nailed
really
it.
that? It's because of the movie Karen?
Yeah, Phil, you tell him.
So essentially, if you
I don't like
want me
talking
to tell it,
Yeah, I don't
so
mind.
essentially, correct me if I'm wrong. You did Karen before you did that post.
No, after.
You did Karen came out after you did the Trump post.
Yeah, I even filmed it after that.
So so
That's one of the reasons I got the part.
okay, boom. So she did the Trump post, and then you did Karen playing, as you would say, a gnarly racist.
Yeah, but all the while she was in love with the guy, the black gentleman. She just had to pretend she didn't.
Right, but the viewers, the audience, they took the character. It's just like Denzel in Training Day when he played Alonzo. People, even myself, didn't like him for a little after because
It was right
he
after
played
George Floyd.
He
stuff.
played it so well. What?
It was right after George Floyd stuff.
Oh, but he
Just
played
the
it
hard-
so well that
When
people
you're
didn't-
that good at your job.
Right, so she played the character so well that people were like, you can't play a character that well unless
you're
you're
not.
really
Yeah.
that, which is almost never the truth when it comes to things of that nature.
You can't play a racist
If you're
really
not-
well if
Unless
you're
you're
not
racist.
actually racist.
And then people
Yes.
think I cherry pick because I was kind of racist in Orange is the New Black too. I just hated everybody. They're like, why do you choose these roles? I'm like, these are all the roles I get.
Yeah.
I'm not going, I'll play that.
What's
racist,
funny is
that
I was
racist."
I remember you did an episode of Burn Notice, and I was like, oh, they casted her in that because of Orange is the New Black, because it was like in a prison, but it was actually the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before.
This
I play
guy
prisoners.
over here researching.
Well, he's in the IMDb trivia section all the time.
I contribute heavily to IMDb trivia.
But then she makes a post about Trump holding up the Bible.
Before.
Okay.
Right.
Before that.
Right.
Yeah.
She makes a post about she makes a post before that, and it's saying she has a long caption of explaining about what's the problem with what he's doing holding the Bible, yada yada yada.
I didn't know
and
at all.
then Karen came out, and then after that, during the George Floyd thing is when the Karen came out. You shot it
Oh.
before
It was just
that.
all together.
Yeah.
So it's like a bunch of stuff kind of conspired to just go wrong all at
Yeah.
the same time.
It's just bad timing for a movie like
then
that
looked
to
a
come
butthole.
out in 2020.
yeah.
It came out, I want to say, when did Karen come out? 2019,
Yeah,
right?
and it came out on BET.
It came in 2019, though, right?
Yeah, 2020. 2021?
It came out in 2020. No way.
Let's look it up. It's a
Look,
masterpiece.
can you,
Wait,
I can
let
look
me
it up.
see.
Yeah.
Let me
It's actually
see.
kind of
Mary can look
funny.
it up here. Yeah. I don't think it came out in 2020 because I
44,
didn't see any
44.
credits listed in 2020.
It had to
when
be
I was looking into
2019.
it. So
Oh, I
probably
have credits
2019.
in 2020.
I'm seeing.
IMDb might be listed as a different year.
I'm seeing September 2021.
So,
it's
Is
a
that-
release date.
Yeah.
When's the last movie I had that came out? 2024, right?
yep.
Yeah. No, he was talking about Karen.
Oh, okay.
No,
It says-
Karen. Yeah, I didn't
It
see
says
anything in
Karen
2020.
was September 3rd, 2021.
So
Sounds
it
about
came
right.
out after the whole. So that's
Okay.
tough.
That is
That's
bad
tough.
timing.
That's
Yeah.
very bad timing.
Yeah.
Well, someone's got to make some money around here. Listen, if they weren't offering me anything else,
But also, what people don't understand is
fine.
who wrote the damn movie. Why aren't you
Black people?
canceling the person that wrote? They put these words together and made this out of their mind for
Right.
profit, and no one's canceling the person that made.
They're not.
I mean, none of the white people in Get
I
Out
was just
got
gonna say-
canceled for playing racists in Get Out. That's
I know.
if Hollywood
people don't like
canceled
me.
all the white
Ridiculous.
people they
people
can't.
don't like me.
If they were to cancel all the white people that get hired to play racist roles now, they would be canceling everyone because they
Yeah.
love
Who else
that.
plays
But that's not the point, because your great point,
Yeah.
but not the point. The point is what she just said about the Get Out thing, and it leads to this.
Yeah.
When was that made? Before
2017, right?
But meaning it was before 2020 George Floyd.
Right.
Everything after 20, I keep telling everybody, after 2020 is when all that stuff started becoming a thing.
Like you
So-
can't do anything.
So no one cares.
It
Like,
started a little, at least from what I saw, like the storylines and
I'm
the
talking about the
messaging.
canceling.
Yes, yeah. So the storylines and the messaging started changing after 2016, and then that stuff started happening in
right.
20
the
post-George
canceling
Floyd.
you because you got to remember too, social media didn't start becoming as powerful with
Oh.
the cancellation
We,
until roughly late 2019.
We
There's
got a
a-
couple $20 super chats. Pat the plumber said, "Director Phil is my favorite guest. Come back
Aye.
soon. We'll try to
thank
culture
you.
Mary for your next visit." And the Manic Mustache said, "Random request, but apropos to pearls, can someone please explain to Ron that he is not a BMF? SOA was my dad's favorite show to watch. We all know Half Sack did nothing wrong. My heart will always be in Dublin."
Yeah, Half Sack got the
He
short end of
actually
the stick.
passed away.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That actor was.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was weird. That was, I played his girlfriend.
Yeah. There's a couple actors from that time. What was that actor's name?
Johnny. Johnny Wright, maybe? I can't remember.
And then there was another actor around that time named Anton Yelkin who also passed away.
Backed up. That was awful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he accidentally put his car in reverse, the poor thing, and he checked his mail, and his car smashed him.
Yeah.
It was so weird. He was so great and a sweetheart.
I told somebody that story. They're like, that was the most depressing thing you've ever told me. Why'd you tell me that?
That's a freak accident.
Yeah, freak accident. Corey Anderson said Sweet Home Alabama is the best rom-com.
Right? We're so happy to hear it. You have a baby in a bar? Is that the one?
Omega Red Fan said, I forgot how good I Am Legend was. Good show.
Thank you so much. Bill, you were great in that.
Gateman said, Taryn, say I'm in charge.
I'm in charge!
I did, but yeah,
they have crying, laughing in Spanish, French.
Wait, was that
singing?
The next one? The Rumbling said the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Wow, nice.
It's true. Shane H. Wilder said literally the Ralph Macchio Crossroads is about him helping an aged blues musician that sold his soul at the crossroads outsmart the devil.
There you go.
Wow.
So, art has been made about it.
Crossroads.
Yep.
That stands a task.
I would love to be able to get Ralph Macchio on here. Isn't it random as hell that he did an episode of Steven Crowder?
He did?
Random.
He did.
Wait, cool. No, I remember that now. That's
Is it
funny.
good or bad? I like that guy.
I think it was post 2019. Like it was a pretty long time ago now.
Why did he do that?
I have no idea.
I don't know. They must have paid him well.
I wonder if he's just like, I don't know who this Steven Crowder guy is. He got done and he's like, whoops.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened with the girl that played in the Daily Wire Shut-In, the main actor.
Right, because that wasn't Daily Wire's movie. They bought it.
Exactly.
So she got a lot of shit for that.
Yeah.
Who is she?
Well, not even that she got a lot of shit for it. She found out after about some stuff. Cause I'm just now realizing that the way I know this information is probably not the way I should be saying it. So continue.
Well, the same thing happened with Letitia Wright, who was a producer for Sound of Hope, and Daily Wire acquired distribution rights to that movie after she was already involved, and then she had to like publicly say like, I'm not associated with them, I didn't know that this was going to happen. But then some people said, you're kind of throwing them under the bus. How did you feel about that?
That's pretty.
That's the one from Black Panther, right?
Call.
Yeah, she was a producer on that movie.
Yeah, she actually
before Daily Wire ever.
They tried to cancel her because she was speaking out before she had made a post a couple years ago.
Right.
I can't remember if
it was about vaccines, I think.
Yeah. So there's a few of these people that I think low key on the low end, they're like, but they're thinking about their money and life.
I was gonna say that's more important.
That Stanzatastic said, hello, broke. I'm not going to say that. Boy. Brett, did you get a monocle? Can you watch Apple TV now?
Look, I'm going to let you in a little secret. I almost signed up for it the other day. I was like, maybe I'll sign up for Apple TV. And then I went and looked at what's on there. And I was like, fuck this.
But Severance is good.
Look, I am not pretentious enough. I don't watch enough A24 movies.
It's not pretentious. It's
I'm not
actually
talking
good.
about Severance. I'm talking about the rest of it. Just know.
There's a show I saw that disturbed me so much. I'm gonna find it. I couldn't believe I was yelling at the TV.
I just
it was awful.
It was very like a new show.
Brand new on Netflix.
Okay.
A movie.
Okay. You'll have to let
all the players.
You'll have to let us know what it was.
I will.
All right. Matt Kelly said, crisis party time. Put your hands in the sky, wave them side to side. It's Oscar time. Today's guests are great. Hi, Taryn and Phil.
Hi.
Here.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Nerdy Film Girl said, did Taryn or Phil see Blink twice? Thoughts? I don't think either of you did.
Blink the
Because you're boycotting everything.
Wait, hold on. You don't think I saw it?
Because you boycott all movies.
What kind of movie was it?
Was that true?
Mary?
I have no idea. What kind of movie was it?
Okay.
It's a new movie. That's all I know.
It was the one Zoe Kravitz produced, right?
What?
Cool.
Like,
was it?
I'm not understanding this Zoe Kravitz thing. Like, she's done like this many things.
They just really like Lenny, so
yeah. Because I'm looking like she's done like this many. Yeah, but
What
I'm talking
cutie.
as in talent wise. Like she's done that much stuff, and it's like they make it like she's
pretty good.
she's doing an interview with Channing Tatum, and it's called Goat Talk.
What does that mean?
Goat means
Greatest of all time.
Zoe Kravitz is not the greatest of all time.
she hasn't been alive long enough to even be in that.
She's
discussion.
a nepo.
That's what I'm saying.
actress.
She
Yeah.
shouldn't be. But anywho,
How do you guys feel about nepotism in Hollywood? How much is that controlling the industry?
I think that they're lucky and that get in how you can. Can't judge
I agree.
it.
I agree.
It's like, what are you gonna do?
Well, the problem comes in if they try to like deny that they got a leg up,
true.
you know?
True.
I think that's what pisses me off.
I don't think there really is that. You have to be talented too. And you have to have the je ne sais quoi. Like your face has to pop off the screen.
I'm sure a lot of people actually like Zoe Kravitz.
Well, like for instance, I'm enjoying watching. I mention this every time. John David Washington. I'm enjoying watching him act, but he's never going to be his dad, and that's not his fault.
Who's
it's
that?
it's Denzel Washington's son,
Okay.
and it's crazy. He sounds exactly like him.
Just like him.
Just
That's
like him.
awesome.
So, and I like watching him act. I liked him in The Creator a lot, but he's just never going to be his dad, and that's okay. Like it doesn't mean he can't do it for a living. It's not like that. It's just that. You're not acknowledging, like if you don't acknowledge that your name got you in the door, that's one thing. But a lot of them nowadays are coming around to the argument. They're like, look, it's a business, and you know, you take your opportunities where they come.
See, well, I think with the nepotism thing, is that nepotism is good, nepotism is bad when you. It's just like being racist. Nepotism is bad when you use it to stop others from getting in. When it becomes a gatekeeper now, the nepotism. Just like racism is when you stop someone because of their race from achieving things in that nature solely on their race. And people don't. And a lot of times people use the word racism when really they should be using prejudice. Because these mean two different things. They're in the same house, but they're not. They don't have the same meaning. So if someone goes, I bet you that's an Asian person driving that car. That's not a racist statement. It's a prejudice statement because they believe that Asian people can't drive well. That doesn't mean they hate Asian people. It doesn't mean that. It means that from whatever reason they believe Asian people drive poorly.
Or marginalized.
Now, if they said, "Ew, that's an Asian person. I wish they died." Now they're saying something different.
I'm just hearing Amanda Stenberg's voice echoing in my head now, where she's like, hatred, vitriol that we face for.
Ew, I know. What is that? I heard that.
Did you see that? There's
What
this,
did Mirror?
No, this girl on The Acolyte, the Star Wars show.
I don't watch Star Wars.
She was,
Anyway.
yeah, she was.
Well, and I think nepotism
You
is
guys
also
really
difficult because I'm like,
these
look,
movies,
all
huh?
the Sheens are good. Martin Sheen is great. Charlie Sheen is great. Amelia Estevez is great. Like, it's if the idea is that
And
nobody's,
Sammy Sheen has a great OnlyFans.
Denise Richards is her mom, and Denise Richards was the world's greatest nuclear physicist in a James Bond movie. So what am I supposed to say, right? Like,
Would you put your family in a movie or a family member or friend that wants to be in the industry if you're an executive producer of a studio or a movie?
I mean, if they wanted to act,
Yeah, you like them enough, or maybe not.
I wouldn't even bring my family on this podcast. Okay.
Maybe not act. Maybe they want to be in production or something. They want to learn it.
Thank you.
A lot of people would say that it's like they would probably not be as harsh on that critique if it was somebody behind the scenes, right? Even though it's just the same thing, it's still taking a job from someone else.
Must hires on set. There's a thing called must hires.
Really?
And a must hire is a crew member that is probably the son of a producer, the daughter of an
like a
actor. There's a show I currently work on. I can't say the name, but the executive producer's cousin is a PA on there, and she just got thrown. They gave her. There wasn't even a role for her, a space in there for production assistant. They made a space and brung her in solely because she's the executive producer's cousin.
Right.
And this is with and this happens all the time. PAs, production assistants, those PAs, most times they're the most laziest.
Yeah.
They're the worst ones. She isn't.
Really?
She's actually great, to be honest. But the other ones are typically lazy. You
don't
can't
do
say
it.
nothing
Because they
to
don't
them.
have to prove themselves.
Right. And if you
anymore.
say something to them, you can get fired.
Yeah.
For saying something crazy to them.
And you always gotta dress so sexy too, and you're like,
But also
like we talked about that, the ones that dress too sexy on set. where you're like,
PAs dressing too
like, you're like
sexy.
easy.
Why is she wearing high heels? That looks really uncomfortable.
It is
Exactly.
crazy, yo.
Or too tight pants.
But look at but I think people see nepotism as solely a family thing, and it's not that.
It actually gets a broader.
It's a broader, because a lot of Hollywood, like they say, a lot of deals happen on the golf course. Well, why is that? Well, that's because you're getting that through the friendship part,
Right.
opposed to the.
That's what they call networking. It is real.
Yeah, and that's
But networking is also a lot of work. So
It's exhausting.
Well, that's networking is when you actively are trying, but the nepotism of the golf course and things of that nature are, oh, I had this thing, Johnny, and hey, you know what? Boom. Because I just essentially offered it to you or gave you when everyone else is trying or whatever. So nepotism is good so long as you don't use it to stop other people. Because I'm definitely going to put in, like, I always tell people, I'd rather work with someone that's better. That's better to hang a good hang than maybe the person that's actually best qualified for the job, because that person that's best qualified may be an asshole that nobody fucking wants to work around for 3 months. Yeah, don't want to come out the trailer holding up things. I can say something now. Boy, I want to say that
me
so
too.
bad. Yo.
So there's another, real quick, I'll make it quick. There's another thing that you can do too. I was in a movie recently, and there's this gentleman that was playing the clerk, and he was terrible. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you just got to say hello, ring me up, right? So I go to the director, I'm like, who hired this guy? Like, this is killing me. It's taking so much time. Well, he paid $250,000 to be in the part.
What?
that's crazy.
Why?
Just make it work, Taryn. I go, oh, okay.
Wait,
All right.
what, so pay
to play. Anything to get
so
on
he
this
invested
fucking
in the
silver
movie.
screen. Excuse me, sorry.
So he invested in the movie so that he could.
No, he wanted the part.
So he's an actor and producer.
Wow.
Paying to be in it. He was terrible.
$250,000
to be in
Mary,
the movie.
you could be in my film if you pay me $250,000.
Yeah,
Come on in. Give you
sure
2
could.
lines. Say hello, goodbye.
and
You
get you out of here.
There's something also nefarious about
Sad.
paying $250,000 to play a minimum wage worker.
And then they asked him to leave right away. Right when he was done, he wasn't allowed to stay for lunch or anything.
See, but that
was
shows you
weird.
people don't understand. There's a movie you should watch if you haven't watched it yet. It is called Spread, Ashton Kutcher.
Spray.
And the mother.
Spray. That reminds me of your dad joke earlier.
So Ashton Kutcher in this movie, he talks about how many people from around the world every year come to Hollywood to make it as a star.
Yep.
Everyone wants to be. You don't understand the power of wanting to. We were talking about that yesterday too. Being famous, wanting to be famous. You will pay $250,000 just so that you could tell your family, look, there's me in the movie.
Yeah.
Or, ooh, I'm next to Taryn Manning. Or I'm next to yada yada. So I will pay this money, just like I would sleep with Harvey Weinstein. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But that's a little bit more promising.
No. Well, yeah. But either way, it's the mentality that comes in, but also
It's the sickness.
it becomes
It's the
a sickness.
derangement.
I will if I had $250,000 just throw around, the whole point would be to not be known.
Amen.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
And
Jay.
not have a job.
That's a great actual point.
It's
Yeah.
That's not enough,
The
though.
whole point. Well, I'm saying, like, if you've got $250,000 for like a vanity
Run.
project, you're not worth $250,000. It's like the richest people in the world. You don't know them. It's not Elon Musk. It's not Jeff Bezos. The richest people in the world is some oil baron in the Middle East who you've never heard of.
And you can't
right?
pronounce their last name.
Yeah, like it's the whole point is like you want to be so rich you don't need to be famous. Yeah.
But do you want to be that rich? That's my last.
More money, more problems. But I want to know, why do you like movies so much? What is it about it? Always since you were young, you love.
Mary, why do you like?
I don't like
it?
movies.
She doesn't like.
Well, now we're talking.
I don't like movies.
I used to like them.
I live for the escapist nature of it and,
Nice.
the art of it,
Great
right?
answer.
Like to me, it's the point was that when you left the theater, you're feeling emotionally different than you were when you went in, and when a story is told really, really, really well, it takes you someplace where you didn't think that you could go, and also I have a deep appreciation for just how much work goes into it. Like even the worst movies, I tend to rate movies more honestly. The Crow review was an anomaly for me to hate it as much as I did. Is that I see a lot of work that goes into it, so I tend to temper my reviews in that direction for that reason, because I have a lot of respect for what it feels like when it is done right. And I'm a lot easier to please than a lot of other people are. Like I said, like a lot of the things that I like to watch are crappy shows that got
I love
1 or 2
that about
seasons
you.
in the
That's great.
early 2000s. I'm watching a show right now from 2001 called Mutant X, which is this really bad X-Men knockoff
Nice.
that was filled with all these great Canadian character actors that are still working today, like Victor Webster, who are fantastic
Nice.
and do great work. And you know, there's something about that type of storytelling. Like I read books. I like to read some from time to time, not as much as I used to. But even then, that's usually audiobooks, and there's something more about the visual nature of it that's what makes movie adaptation so different from telling a story on script. I mean, you understand like how different something looks when it starts on a page and then makes its way to film.
It can either fall flat or jump off the page.
Yeah, like
Hustle and Flow was kind of not a great script, but the actors brought it to life.
Exactly, and
it's
it's
really cool.
Editing and color grading and sound design and set location and all that stuff.
Timing and also like a symbiotic, like good feeling amongst the whole crew and the actors.
Yeah, like I appreciate that.
You'll probably be a good producer, man.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah, but then I have to have the $250,000 money to do that.
Well, no. What happens is you and Tim Cass, you guys all get together and decide you want to do a film or whatever. You hit me up, I'll direct it.
But you're worthy, dude. You can speak on it. That was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
It was almost a little over my head too. I was like, whoa, 9 subjects in one.
That's the ADHD
we were talking.
That's the ADHD we were talking about.
When's your birthday?
We'll get you in touch.
My birthday?
Yeah.
July.
Are you Cancer?
I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
There you go. We were just talking about this the other day.
Mom.
What does it mean?
You give me silent.
What does that mean?
You can be a little sensitive sometimes, and then you do the silent treatment.
Well, yeah, it's when Mary hits me. That's what happens.
You do the silent treatment.
Yeah.
Have you never done that to you?
I don't think so.
And grumpy, but also like very smart.
He's too afraid of me.
Yes.
What's your sign? I feel like it's gonna be Aquarius.
Well, since you know about it, guess.
Me?
Ooh, good job. Yeah.
You know about astrology.
Give me a second. I didn't know about his.
She's just looking it up right now. She's
What do you think her sign
figure
is?
me out.
Hold on.
A cold read. What we call a cold read.
Really?
I got mine already. I know.
Okay,
I think.
Can I do 3 tries?
Damn, that's a lot, yo.
You go first then.
I only got one.
Okay, you go.
Mine's is Aquarius, but go ahead.
Is it or no?
That's your guess or that's yours?
Don't say it yet until she tells.
No.
Don't say if it's correct or yet until she tells you hers.
Let me make it hot. Hold on. I think Virgo.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
Okay, you're both wrong. I'm a Leo.
I knew it. That's what I was gonna say first. God, why did I not go with my gut?
Always go with your gut. Always go with your gut.
Of course, that's totally what you're gonna say.
I promise you. I was like, you would have been like, yes.
I would have been impressed.
Leo's rule, but
Super chats.
Okay, Ulvin McGoth said, high energy show today. Very true.
It is.
Shane H. Wilder said, I AD'd on a movie and was invited to the after party. I declined because I had mass in the morning. Best decision I could have made.
How do you know? Why? How do you know?
Maybe it was the greatest after party ever thrown.
Maybe you missed some great partying.
I had some fun in my day.
I did. Nate said Phil is PCCHOF. He threw them bills up and danced in the falling dollars.
What does that mean?
Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame,
yeah. DCNC said, I'm late today. Loved you as Doggett, Taryn.
Oh, thank you.
Ulvin McGoth said, it's Viking weekend at the Renaissance Festival. I'm doing combat demos, yes, with metal weapons. I fight for PCC.
That's awesome.
That's
super
cool.
Like the signings I do. They do all that stuff. Cosplay.
Pop Culture Junkie said, Mary and Brett, could you both define industry plant and give me a few examples?
What does it mean?
An industry plant.
I mean, industry plant is just becoming a catch-all term for what people deem to be the celebrities, where the industry itself anoints this person the next big thing, and then you just kind of push them on everyone until they're that big.
Someone who wouldn't have made it without a big push from publicists.
Kendrick talked about that already. They not like us.
Do you believe that Drake is that's the definition of like an industry plant?
That big singer. She's real big.
Drake.
Lizzo.
Is Lizzo an industry plant?
No. Drake.
Yeah?
Drake would be probably the highest.
Taylor Swift is the biggest one.
Drake might be the highest indication of an industry plant.
Wait, what?
These aren't real people.
Drake
is
probably the highest definition of what a considered industry plant would be.
Ben Stiller just became one yesterday.
Because of his interview?
Yeah, we saw that.
No, here's the thing. Like, that's actually a good point. Like, think of it this way. Like, nobody. Sorry to get political for 10 seconds, but nobody gave Kamala Harris even a vote in 2020 when they were working towards primaries.
Kamala's an industry plant.
It's the idea that if you think of the DNC like your average movie or music executive, and they just push them on you, and you just accept it because a lot of the public is passive and will just accept whatever slop is is fed to them.
Sad.
Yeah.
Bobby Altoff, people think she's
Yeah.
an industry
Oh, for
plant.
sure.
Yeah.
The
For
one
sure.
Oprah was with during the Hawaii thing, the big buff, like
The Rock.
Yes.
I mean,
The Rock is an industry
no,
plant too?
the Rock
He kind
is.
of fell off.
Who isn't?
The Rock is a good example of somebody who had strong business acumen.
Yes,
and,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
like, and that's the thing. When I look at a lot of those people, like, I tend to think that the ones with the best business acumen are probably the worst people. Not because they're inherently bad, but because you can't be fuzzy and make deals.
What does all these words mean? Acumen?
We've had these. Me and Taryn has had these
I come
deep
from a trailer
conversations.
park.
If you don't, what he's talking about right now, we've had these conversations of
I'm just playing.
what you're saying with the business thing. Of you kind of have to be a prickly pear because at the end of the day, business and all that isn't about friendships.
It's show business, not show friendship.
Yeah, it's not show friendship. It's show business, and that's why there's such a distinction between the roles of the person in front of the camera and the person behind the camera, and then when the person in front of the camera has to do what the person behind the camera has been doing for so long, the person in front of the camera is kind of like, I don't really want to do that because and it's like, well, right, because the ones behind the camera, we understand what this takes for this and how you have to be to say yes to this, say no to this, to make these tough decisions so that the person in front of the camera could just focus on the talent. Because once you start finding out who the reals, when you have to fire your best friend because she sucks at her job,
Yeah.
that's the business side. The business side is
not your
about
friendship.
the business side is saying, hey, we got to cut this scene.
Yeah.
The movie's too long. We got to cut this scene.
Trim the fat.
We got to trim the
I mean,
fat.
a lot of people
It's rough.
do believe that the reason why Hollywood is the way it is now is that back in the 80s and the 90s, you had conservative and business-minded producers who put the reins on highly liberal or progressive filmmakers to even the story out so that it had more mass appeal. Whereas if you let them go and you just let them create whatever they want, you're not going to get a story that's palatable for something that's being made at a high budget and then being sold to theater and then being shown in theaters, right? You need somebody to say no. You need somebody to rein them in. So a good example, a good example in modern times would be Patty Jenkins got a lot of direction from Zack Snyder and people at DC when they made the original Wonder Woman in 2017. And when they gave her the reins for Wonder Woman 1984, it had none of the gravitas that the original film had, and it was completely unintelligible.
Nice word.
So
The gravitas.
Wow. I'm sitting here just like, more.
They didn't understand. She didn't understand, as far as writing goes, what made the character popular, but nobody told her no. And they need people to tell them no.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in the theories that the CIA and all that kind of prepares these movies?
I
Ow! Checks on checks on checks. Checks
Thank
on
you
checks.
guys.
I mean, there's more than enough evidence now that the CIA has. There is more than enough evidence now that the CIA has given notes for endless TV shows and movies.
I was just wondering if that was real.
No, I
Oh, it's
100
totally real. I mean,
Yeah.
even the CIA admits it.
There's no way. There's nowhere in the world that a country as big as America, with a footprint the size that we have, that exports media at the rate that we do, doesn't have government intervention looking into how our stories are told.
Wow.
Think of films like Argo or films like Zero Dark 30, which are
The
strong.
Matrix.
Oh, there were more.
Or The Matrix. Yeah.
The Americans was one show that
I
got
love the story about that
CIA.
one because
Unfrosted is the name of the movie that is so twisted. I was trying to tell you about.
I'll have to look
Please
it up.
do.
The DoD has a production assistance page for movies and television
Yeah.
projects.
Covert Affairs had a lot of intervention where they would talk about what storylines they would
The
talk about. and
FBI
stuff like that.
has like an entire page on the FBI website. How can screenwriters and producers seek authenticity work with the FBI? So they're offering, like, they want.
You want to get the details
the
right. you're
CIA
gonna have
also.
to-
I'm looking at CIA.gov right now. Entertainment inquiries. CIA is often pictured in movies, documentaries, other creative ventures. You can work with us to better understand our intelligence mission. They're trying to.
Is that like gang stalking?
I mean, that's something they allegedly do.
Yeah, I bet it's happened to me. Thanks so
But
much.
if you're going to do it, you're going to help us tell stories about how we don't traffic cocaine. from the
Exactly.
Middle East.
Okay, we gotta finish these super
I've
chats.
done that too. Just kidding.
Josh Field said,
double
"Put a girl
standard.
on." We already put a girl on.
Put a girl on.
We put a girl on. Potatoes for Seamus said, Brett and Mary, no matter how much we mess with you, we still love our host and co-host no matter if this is a weekend show or not. We're not going 7 days a week.
I've got some advice for you guys. Because just Saturday comes around, you just hit the play button on this episode again. Boom!
That's it.
Weekend show.
It helps us anyway.
Yeah.
Wolra said, shout out to all the August birthdays. 22nd was mine.
When's your birthday?
Mine is the 14th.
Wow, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I was telling everybody the other day, so me, my dad, my mom, and my brother all have birthdays that fell on the anniversary of a presidential assassination or attempt.
Really?
Super weird.
Yeah.
What?
Mine was Andrew Garfield. Or, Garfield.
Not Andrew.
Not Andrew Garfield. Garfield, my dad was Lincoln, my mom was Trump, and my brother was JFK.
Wow.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Yeah.
I got a weird one too. Watch mine.
What?
My sister's birthday, who's no longer here with us, but my sister's birthday was January. My birthday's in February.
Okay.
January, March. My little sister's birthday is in March. My dad's birthday is in April.
Wow.
My mom's birthday is in May.
Nice.
That's a busy half of the year.
My birthday is
January,
voting day.
February, March, April, May.
That's awesome.
Oh, and my
expensive.
little sister's father, because she has a different father, his birthday's in February as well.
Damn.
Weird.
That's like I have a friend. So
That's a lot.
I have a friend. These two dudes, they're twin brothers, and they've got an older sister who's was just her. Then there was twins, and then they had triplets.
Whoa.
In order, yeah.
What?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
1, 2, 3
Yeah.
to
Yep.
make.
So they had a daughter, and then they had two boys, and
That's
then they
so
had triplets.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Potatoes for Seamus said, Brett, what's your Venmo? I got your 250K.
Oh, perfect!
Hey,
Thank you.
That easy?
Link in bio.
Let's do a movie all together.
So
What
me
should
and
we call
Taryn
it?
are doing a series, a web series. We need 250,000.
No, they're the
we need
stars.
we need 800,000.
Just
Sorry,
keep
we need a
upping the
million.
ante.
Yeah.
We need a
Shane
million.
H. Wilder said, Brett's not cancer. He's a very lovely person.
No, a cancer sign.
Cancer.
You're a cancer. Frater RC or Hermetic Podcast said, best episode yet. Taryn rules. Thanks everyone from Vancouver.
I love Canadians. I partied so much there. You guys are, woo! That's one of my best times. I miss you.
Canadians party hard.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll stop there. Like I said, I had some fun in my life.
Straight out of Vancouver.
She's old now.
Okay. Greg Duvier said, Mary, I'm going to send you validation on X and hate on Instagram. Perfect. Contrarian. Camaro Scooter said, love Taryn in the TV show Drive. Just wish that show had gotten a full season with a proper conclusion.
I know. Yeah.
Some of the best shows are the ones that never get the full season. I always rave about this show called Endgame that was from Canada in like 2011 starring Sean Doyle. And it was like one season about an agoraphobic chess master who lives in a hotel. It's
what network?
Make it for he lives in the hotel and he never leaves.
No, what network?
It was Showcase in Canada. So it never even made it to America. No, but the actor Sean Doyle is really, really good, and it was just one of those things where it's like I could see 3 seasons down the line. They could do this because it's almost it's almost all set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't go out into the physical world to shoot on
make it
location.
for a good price. One room, a guy that doesn't leave his house.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of acting.
Yep.
Shane H. Wilder said, going to Mass and spending time with God on a Sunday morning will always outweigh a movie after party. That's wholesome. You're too wholesome for this episode. Nate said, I just want to say no disrespect to anyone. Director Phil is GOAT, greatest guest of all time.
100%.
GGOAT. Mike said, I would like to wish a very happy birth month to my very, very pale and possibly anemic ghost queen.
God damn.
Look, you guys know that we don't allow birth months here. It's narcissistic and stupid. You have a birthday.
Just let me have this.
Even birth week is a little bit gratuitous.
It's cringe. I hate it.
Yeah.
Who does that?
I hate everybody.
Get it over with.
Mary gets it. She got it this year. Birth month.
Oh, that's a Leo move, though.
Yeah, birthday month.
I did a birth
Leo's
month
like,
when
I'm
I was
Leo?
21.
Yeah.
But you're allowed to do that when you turn 21.
How old are you now?
High Voltage 75
26.
said,
3.
great guests, Phil dropping truth bombs and Taryn being delightfully outspoken. Taryn, how was the experience of acting in Crazy Beautiful with Kirsten Dunst? First movie I remember seeing you.
It's a great question. Her and I went to acting class together, and it came down to 5 gals, and we all ended up reading with her, and they chose me. there was 5 of us in the waiting room. We all were very different looking, and I looked the most like her, both like pale like that. There was a black gal, a Mexican gal. Everyone was good, and they chose me. I couldn't believe it.
Awesome.
That's how it went down.
Radio said, awesome episode. Hi, Mary. Hello.
Mary!
Nate said, Brett's basically Canadian. Because you're
Because I'm from Minnesota, yeah. Basically Canadian.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
On the patio.
Accents are kind of disappearing now because of the internet. Like, you don't... because everybody's hearing everybody speak all over the world now, so I feel like accents are starting to go...
Oh, because the borders opened up?
Well, no, because like you're not just talking to people in your town now. You're seeing people from the internet, and you're not just hearing other people that sound like you. So accents kind of start to go away.
Really?
Yeah. My dad still has a pretty good American Minnesota accent.
Really
what part of the podcast are we in right now? What's happening?
We're just finishing up the...
We're the part where
We're just finishing reading the super chats. Were you worried?
I didn't know what
No,
was
you're
going on.
staying here for the next 3 hours.
I'm sorry.
Yep, underneath.
Get ready.
Don't worry. Don't miss me.
Yep.
Okay. High Voltage 75 said, birthday month almost over, Mary. Did you show Taryn your birthday present since she loves stuffed animals so much? Yes, I showed her the Hello Kitty crochet earlier before we started.
I just helped myself.
Yeah. Potatoes for Seamus. Don't lie, Brett. You're Southern Canadian Minnesota.
That's a slanderous thing.
Minnesota is just
so no.
South Canada.
That's like saying I'm from Silver Lake and saying I'm from LA. No, you're not from LA. You're from Silver Lake. Yeah.
Are we all caught up?
Are we all
I
caught
don't
up?
see any
All
other.
right. Taryn just had to experience our poor gaffing here because there's cords everywhere.
That's a USB-C.
That's okay.
iPhone.
Okay. All right, guys. Before we go, would you?
Sorry, we have one more. Shane H. Wilder said, I mean, Mary, if you want to be an a-hole, then I can channel my inner Chris Bertman and be tarted.
Okay. There you go.
Match each other's energy.
That's some smart talk right there.
Yeah. All right. Before we go, hit the like button on this video, guys, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Taryn has just left for the moment. We are almost done. We are almost done.
I feel bad.
Well, we need you to promote your podcast.
We need you to promote your stuff right now.
So tell us about your podcast.
Yes.
Well, I guess my name's Taryn Manning. I have a podcast very different from this called One Fine Day, I think. Right?
That's what it looked like to me when I saw it.
What?
I looked at your YouTube channel. It's linked.
I see my stage dad to help me out over here.
We've linked we've linked your YouTube and your social media in the chat.
I would love for you guys to follow me if you're interested on at the Taryn Manning on YouTube, right? Taryn Manning on Instagram and TikTok.
Perfect.
Let me add to that.
I'm
let me
not
do
good
it
at this
better.
Okay.
So what's going on with Taryn Manning right now is Taryn Manning is creating and she's already actually done a few. Well, first the podcast she has a podcast that's coming out because it's very clear from other podcasts she's done that people love to see Taryn Manning talk, even on her lives on her Instagram. So she wants to talk. She likes to talk. So she has a podcast coming out where she'll have guests. Sometimes she'll be just her sometimes. And you come in, you listen. There's times she's going to go live. But for the most part, it's going to be a podcast on her channel, her YouTube channel, which is...
at the Taryn Manning. The Taryn Manning.
That's her YouTube. Yes. And that's where all the podcast episodes are going to live. So you have to subscribe to that and subscribe it all the way up. Keep going there so that she can continue to build that, as well as she has a acting studio that she has in Palm Springs, and she's building the room. I've been inside. It looks nice. She's building it. She's doing so much stuff in there. Yeah, and really she's going to have like acting intensives where people come down for a few days, right? Actors
and learn how to act, like monologues.
They get set up in a hotel. It's really intense acting. Like this isn't
cameras all.
This isn't for the I think I want to act. This is for the people that's like I want to.
Yeah, and it's like if you don't get out of the room because it's going down.
No game, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great thing. But this is for people that's like, yo. This is what I want.
It's not trying.
This is for the people that don't want to sleep with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. That's a good selling point. I like that.
Simple as that. And me myself, I am currently creating and coming up with creating a concept of a dramedy that I'm thinking of making a web series on YouTube, depicting my father's young life when I was a child, and the things that he had to go through to take care of me and my sister as a single father. So it's a dramedy, and the main thing is showing, you know, what the importance of a father in a child's life, but also the crazy stories that you don't get to hear about until you're an adult and you talk to your parent as an adult and they start telling you some real things and you're like, what? You did? Yeah. Wait a minute, what? And it's just crazy stories, but that's what I'm working on. Just need to get finances for that because I'm broke. I don't got money to make no film.
Yeah, you do.
Bro, there's money right there.
There's money all over the table. Just
this
use
is
that.
my stripping money. This is for personal use.
Yeah.
Groceries.
No groceries. This is for McDonald's and new stripper thongs.
I knew it. You should get that one with the elephant that you love.
That I love. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't know what that means.
I'm not going to ask any questions.
wait,
I'm just going to assume it's true.
All right.
Mary, where can they find you?
We have one more from Shane H. Wilder saying hostage party. You could get us to a 5th crisis party if you want to, but the clock is ticking.
Every time that the lights go off and everybody starts dancing, that's a crisis party.
Oh,
We've had 4. If you want to get us to a 5th, you can do that.
We want the water to start coming down because it's going to be a fire.
Okay, another one from DCNC. Great episode, guys. Have a nice weekend. And with that, you can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived.
All right, guys, I do want to give you a heads up beforehand. We will be off for Labor Day, so we will be back on Tuesday. Again, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. How did this episode
What are you talking about?
Like, how did this episode not get you guys to subscribe? That's what I'm
Right.
asking. Not you guys. I'm asking them.
Like, if you're not subscribed, what are you even doing?
What are you even
Right.
doing? And if you would like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twix at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. Pop Culture Crisis is here.
Brett, what? Your last name's Dasovic?
Dasovic.
Yeah.
That's an awesome last name.
Yeah.
I followed you.
Thank you. And I
You
followed
just talk
back.
so fast.
Yes, I know.
It's actually pronounced Dasovic.
That was awful.
Mary's a hater.
That's uber hate.
How do you
too.
say your last name truly?
Morgan. Actually.
Exactly.
Few people pronounce it correctly.
Mine's Manning.
It's Morgan.
Now
It's
people are
Morgan. That's
Dasovic.
That's like
Dasovic.
someone
Heck yeah.
named Daryl saying my name is Darrell. No, it's Daryl.
Darrell Strawberry.
It's Daryl. It's Morgan. And since everybody's saying that my Instagram is Director Phil, follow me there. And if you want to be a financer to any projects, you know what to do.
He's a really good director.
Any sugar daddies in the chat?
Oh,
Send him some
now
money.
we're
Honestly, that hit me with a core memory.
I'm single, you're single,
Phil,
let's go.
Phil, that hit me with a core memory. In the song "Murder Was the Case" by Snoop Dogg, there's the line at the beginning where the guys are all talking. The guy goes, "What's up, Aaron?" I'm like, that's not a name. It's Aaron.
Aaron. Aaron.
I'm like, maybe I heard it wrong. I was very young the first time I heard it. I'm like, that's not a name. You just made that shit up.
I'm a little offended that you just assumed I knew that song.
Yeah, I didn't say you knew.
Now,
DCNC said
Why he look this
Dasovic.
way?
yeah, what made you think I
You
didn't
know why? Because you said that you didn't know. What was it? It wasn't the Cranberries. Who was the one you asked that you mentioned earlier? That the song.
No Doubt?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't know
You
No
did.
Doubt. So if I'm gonna assume that you don't know Gwen Stefani, then you do know Snoop Dogg.
So what's happening right now?
Wow.
Both of you are on the same team. I'm seeing. Okay, I see what's
It's
going
like,
on
is
here.
it Kamala?
I see
or
what's going
Kamala?
on.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Guys, at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. We are here normally 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Pandora, and Spotify. If you would prefer to listen rather than watch this show, and if you want to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook, and not TikTok because we were banned on TikTok, at Pop Culture Crisis because Mary made fun of Renee Rapp.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Oh, Taryn is on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taryn Gale Manning.
We'll add that to the
We'll add it to the
description
description
as well.
Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we'll be back with another episode on Tuesday. We will see you all then.
Bye.
Bye everybody.
Take two.